Hmm. Oh,
All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-market prep. I hope you guys are having an amazing morning. Hope you guys had an incredible day yesterday. All right, good morning, my friend. This is not Peter, by the way, as you can see. And I'm laughing, man, because today's a great day for Peter with Bitcoin down. So I would have loved to have Peter today so he can lavish in the Bitcoin down mania that we're doing here. So, but good to have you, man. Good morning to you. How are you doing today, and what's the latest and greatest with you?
what's up, Carlos? I'm just noticing now Bitcoin is down.
Oh,
So
you didn't
that's
notice.
I've been
So
going through the whole pre-market list, like looking at all these companies moving, a lot of Bitcoin stuff, and there's nothing really, there's no news. I'm going to warn you right now. We get a big list from the trading terminal scanners, but there is
yeah,
basically no news on any of these. That's from today. Now, some of it, a lot of it's from Wednesday, oddly enough. Uh,
yeah,
but there's just nothing. You name a ticker, and I'll tell you what sector it's in, because there's about
yeah.
three.
I
It's either rare metals, it's crypto, or
it's I think it's some fear, man. I think it's some fear kicking in here. I mean, John, I don't know what your take is on crypto and stuff like that. Like, are you a crypto investor? Are you a crypto? You dabble a little bit or no?
I held quite a bit of Bitcoin for a time for a
Okay.
normal human being. I sold it back in March and basically converted all the money to Tesla stock. So I did pretty good on Bitcoin. I made over
Yeah.
100% return. I don't want to sound like a whiny boomer who doesn't know how to use technology, but I wasn't kind of digging owning Bitcoin kind of as a husband mostly.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
couldn't explain it to my wife, and she's like rolling her eyes every time I try to explain to her how we access this money and stuff. And I was like, I'm not sure this asset is for the both of us, So
Yeah. If you don't understand this, tough. Like me, I don't understand it 100%. So it is a little tougher to kind of hold to something like that. So I get it 100%. Um, guys, I hear John fine. So does anybody else? Is people are saying your volume is kind of low, but I hear you loud and clear. So let me just check here. If I could move your gain up a little bit. Where are you, John? Oh no, John is Peter. Peter, here it is. All right, so I put you all the way up. I will test it now. If
how's
anything, I
it?
could bring mine down.
Yeah,
We'll
how's
do it.
this?
How's that, guys?
About as close to the mic as I can get.
Yeah.
Somebody says it's still low, but Steve says it's better.
Okay.
We're getting some betters, but not goods. You know how that goes?
Yeah, 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 yeah. I know exactly how that goes. Um. All right. I can't push you more up because then we'll distort it. It's all the way up here. Yeah, it's all the way up. So, all right, we'll keep messing with it, guys. Hopefully, it gets better. What we could do is I could try to bring myself down. Right. I'll bring mine down, and maybe it balances it out. Because I hate watching things where one person is loud, the other one is not. Then you put it up for the person that's low, and then when the person comes in, it's like, whoa, what just happened? So I put mine down a little bit, and hopefully that helps out. All right, let's work with it. Here it is. So, all right, quick look at our gappers list. As John was mentioning just a bit ago, and John, I'm gonna call you probably Peter a couple of times throughout this whole show as you're covering. Thank you so much. But
I don't do
just
it do it
just
the
with
whole
the
time. I don't. It's,
just how used to we are with that. But gapping up, a couple of things on here. We got I was gonna say Bitcoin. That's not Bitcoin. That's something else. BTQ. Figure out what that is. We got IonQ. We got quantum stuff. QBT's on here. So a couple of tickers found their way into the green today, but the majority is on the red side of things. I mean, look at this list here. It's just massive. There's a bunch of tickers feeling the pressure, and again, there's a lot of major new stuff out there that we've been knowing about. The government shutdown going on for day 17, I think now, right? Because it started on the first, so it's easy to track based on October state. And then just no data coming out. So market is running with no data here. And yeah, I think that's starting to have an effect and a pressure. Tariff China news issues with, back and forth. You do this, I do that, and then that's also not helping the overall situation. So a lot going on there. John, what's the latest and greatest on our U.S. economic calendar?
You're
You
not
might.
getting any. That's the latest and greatest. And I know
Oh.
Peter's usually here lamenting the government shutdown and feeling sad about it. I say, roll on, shut her down. Who needs this data anyway? Who needs this
That's
every
it.
month, Carlos? Who needs to know how housing starts are going every month? Like, is it really any
It's
good data anyway? Like every month,
yeah,
really? Come on,
dude, I
garbage.
can
Go
agree.
court.
Yeah, but you know what? These analysts, these people that get on these shows, they need something to talk about. They need jobs. They need something to talk about. And I swear, if you listen to market analysts day to day, and you don't look at the market, what's actually going on, you would think the world's falling apart. In some cases, like you would think the world is about to end. I mean, everything is gloom and doom, and it's just incredible. Not all the time, but like today, that's going to be the theme in a lot of these places. So there it is. Not much happening there. Let's
It
get to our
only took us
gappers.
about 3 days
Hmm.
to get to that point of view, Carlos. It only took us about 3 days to change our point of view from, everything's
Oh
bullish and
yeah,
going to go up forever to the world's ending.
yeah, yeah. No, no question,
Well,
no
maybe a
question.
week.
Yep. Um, it's so funny because if you look at, and then we'll jump into our list right after this. If you look at Bitcoin, it's still up like year to date, like only 13%, right? Year to date, it's up 13%. A year time frame from now, a year from now, right? It's up 56%. I mean, it's not the end of the world. We're down 13% from the all-time highs. It's not the end of the world, but again, that is Halloween early for you here. People are
I
going
actually have
nuts.
a spreadsheet, Carlos. I made
Oh,
I made an interactive spreadsheet so it goes and it checks like Bitcoin and Tesla price automatically
yeah,
during the day. And since I sold Bitcoin, that Bitcoin would have been up an additional 33%. But when I
yeah.
switched to Tesla stock, that's up 72%. So I watch those two things. As long as Tesla's more than Bitcoin, I feel like I made a good decision. And I'm waiting for them to flip flop.
Yeah, no, that's good. I like that. I like that. All right, friends, let's dive in here. Let's look at our gappers list. First one on deck is going to be VHC. So VHC, if I look at this here, we are up 58%. Wow, that's pretty significant here. Pre-market action looks messy. I mean, I don't like what I'm seeing here a whole lot, but definitely in play today. John, any news on this thing?
Okay, there must be news on this, right? They had news earlier this week. Um, that's odd. I don't see any. There has to be news to move it that much. I'll throw it out to the community, YouTube or the chat room if they know. I'll check it on Twitter here real quick, but I don't see anything.
Yeah, I'm
They
checking
they
as
won a big
well.
contract earlier this week, Carlos, to
Mm-hmm.
it was a General Services Administration contract with the government to do all kinds of the stuff from cybersecurity, communications, all kinds of stuff. But that
Gotcha.
that news is a couple days old. I don't know why it's moving that much.
Yeah, no, I don't see anything here. I either way, I don't like it, man. This thing looks messy. It looks all over the place. I'm gonna stay away from this. It could be a good popcorn stock if it can get going. It is leading our gappers list. Looks like it wants to go back towards the high of the day. So I am going to add it on my list here, which I have to update. So I'll update my gappers list in just a second here.
Oh,
All right.
this is a 3.5 million float stocks, Carlos.
Yeah, it's popcorn, man. It's
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can't really pay attention to these things. Entertainment purposes only. That is massively low. Hence the reason why it's trading that way, right? So makes perfect sense. All right, friends, let's continue here. Next is LAES. Seals Q. Not sure what this is, but we are up 9.3, 10 million shares traded this morning. You can see on the daily here, we've been getting a little bit of action all since September. This thing has been kind of going here. For the most part, not a big fan of it. What's the float on this, by the way? A little higher, 119 million, a lot higher actually. I don't know, not sure about it. I don't like the way price action looks on it, but it's got 10 million shares traded today. There we go, John. So might be a good one today.
Yeah, maybe. There's no specific news. Am I coming through any better now? Is that any
I
better on the
mean,
microphone?
I can't tell because I have headphones, so since I cannot hear myself and you, I don't know what the balance is like. And on my end, it looks level. So
I just turned up my gain all the way, so maybe
yeah.
that'll help. It's louder in my ears. Yeah, so LAES, there's no news specifically. This is a
Hmm.
semiconductor company, kind of. Um, I tried to read their company profile. I got a bit confused. Something to do with semiconductors and sort of like a focus on security somehow. But
Mm.
yeah, there's nothing to move it today specifically. The thing is, Carlos, the market's getting volatile, right? It's moving more itself. So when that happens, everything else gets volatile, and the things that tend to be more volatile are more volatile, right? So you take the stocks like quantum, rare earth metals, crypto, and things like that. They're going to be the easiest ones to get on the gap up or the gappers list because
Hmm.
as the market gets more unsettled, they're going to they'll respond, but more so, I guess is what I'm saying. It's kind of like the way Tesla, when every other tech stock is up 2%, Tesla's up 5, or vice versa. It's that kind of
Right,
effect.
right. Yep, yep. Get it 100%. Um, all right, let's look at the next one, friends. It's gonna be SNSE. Man, all the crap is coming out of the woodworks here today, friends. I mean, look at this thing. Up 11%, 300,000 shares traded. Biotherapeutics company. Normally, these things don't trade very well. Last couple of days has been extremely active. Today being the one with the high. Look at this range. Look at this. 695 as high as 2267. Float on this thing is about less than a million shares float. John, this is
This
out of
actually
control,
has
man.
news, Carlos.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Good. Let's
this
see.
this this wasn't on the list this morning when I was doing my pre-market pre pre-market prep. But this is Sensei Biotherapeutics. They're reporting new clinical results highlighting durable progression-free survival data for Solner's. Oh gosh, I was doing so well there. Solner's toe tug in PD-L1 resistant tumors. It's good medical news, Carlos, is what it is.
Yeah. No, that's great. Great news. Give me 1 second here. My dad's texting me. I gotta tell him I can't do it right now.
DOS is testing you?
No, no, no. My dad. No, I wouldn't
Oh, your
respond.
dad.
I mean, no, no. I would respond to that, but not right now. No, my dad. My dad. Oh, just give me 1 second here.
I know the feeling, Carlos. I owe my mother an answer what we're doing for dinner on Sunday. I'll be texting her shortly.
Okay, perfect. All right. Good, good, good. All right, that's done. Let's take a look here, friends. GW. We saw this yesterday. GWH. This was on deck yesterday. So if I look at this here, again, this one SNSE. I don't like it, friends. Again, too volatile for me. If you like it, put it on your list. The news positive and all, creating some volatility, but I don't know how to trade this. This could be another popcorn stock, actually. We got two popcorn tickers today that actually can entertain us very much. But I think we'll be busy with the gap down list, especially this morning. All right, next is going to be, as I mentioned, GWH. So the GWH was one that was also very active yesterday. You can see it here on the daily, has been as high as 14 all the way down to $5 today, as low as $3.79. So I think the fun is over. You can short this ticker. So if you like it, we do have inventory for sure, about 100,000. So that's not a whole lot. So there is some possibility of going short there. I don't like it at all, John. You?
No. I'll be trading other things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
this
This
is an
is
energy storage company. They make batteries. So they're right in there with the other stuff that's moving around. Batteries, rare earths, Bitcoin,
uh,
crypto.
yeah, that stuff is all over the place. I'm surprised this one is actually up, given well, actually, no, they're up, but it's not an up that's actually up, right? You've been down quite a bit. You're pulling back from the drop, right? So although you're gapping up 9% here, I mean, when you look at this daily, to me it looks just like you're ready to crash lower. So it's not really up, given the bigger picture. Now BTQ this morning is next. I don't like that one. So BTQ this morning 7.3 up this morning, 1 million shares traded. So we do got a little bit of action here. BTQ Technologies looks like it's a recent IPO. Cause I don't recall hearing from these guys at all. So I'm not sure what they're into, but today they're showing some signs of strength when a lot of red is in the screen.
What do they do? They had news yesterday, demonstrating quantum safe Bitcoin using NIST standardized post-quantum cryptography. Basically, they're making news because they might have a way to make crypto quantum safe. So it's kind of big news, actually. Who knows if it's real
Yeah.
or how real it is?
See, but why not just say that? Like you translated that into English for me. Why not just say that, right? It's just help us help you understand. Like just come on. But yeah, all right, that's actually news. Are you gonna be watching this one, given you kind of like this space?
No, no.
Yeah,
I
that's okay.
hate to be boring, Carlos. I'm sure I'll be trading Nvidia, Tesla, and a few other major tech stocks.
Hey, I had a great day with those stocks yesterday, so I am not inclined to, especially this week. These other tickers have not been treating me well. Not saying that they're crap all the time, but this week they've been tough, man. They've been tough. Um,
It's an
all
interesting
right,
recovery. We haven't mentioned it, but the pre-market
yeah.
opened up way down, Carlos. And
Just looking at checking if there's some opportunity. So we'll look at Ion Q. Let me see here. Ion Q this morning up 2.8, 3.2 million shares traded. Pre-market looks great. I do like it here. Very similar to, again, what we mentioned, the SPY kind of rebounding here and going a little bit higher. And on the daily, rebounding from last two trading days being some heavy sell down on the last two trading days. So could be interesting. Yeah, it could be interesting actually. I kind of like this one. It can trade very well. I have actually looked at this before, so I like where they're sitting at here, going into the green. You,
yeah,
John?
I thought I had some notes in
Mm-hmm.
IO and Q. I know it didn't have news, but yeah, now it's just what do they do? That's a
Dude, Peter
jeez.
has told me this hundreds of times, and they always move with quantum for some reason. So I confused as a quantum stock because I have a Q in it, but I don't know. I think they support quantum. I have no idea. Peter's watch is gonna kill me because he has told me tons of times. Yes, Steve. But they don't actually do quantum, but they service. They're like servers of quantum. I think is what it is, right?
It says on Yahoo Finance they develop quantum computers and networks in the US and it sells access to quantum computers of various qubit capacities. So
Okay. All right. So they're all right. So they're in the business. Um, but yeah. But it's so funny if you look at everything else, they're not on here. Like I don't see Rigetti Spaghetti. I don't see any of the other stuff here this morning. So they're just leading the way. Oh, QUBT. Just as we are talking, QUBT comes up. So maybe they're doing a little bit of a rebound here. I like INQ today. I think I'll put it on the list. First one on the primary this morning, and we'll see how it goes. How about for you, my friend? Any quantum stuff you'll be looking at today?
um yeah, it's always on my I've got like a primary list, Carlos, that's on my monitor.
Yep. Yeah.
Top 12. Then I get a bunch of secondary stocks. Then I have this like third list of things that sometimes are good. They're the stocks that kind of come and go. And I've always had like QUBT, QBTS, and RGTI on that third list, but they've been there so long, I might as well bump this stuff up to the second list at this point because it's kind of here to stay. You know what I mean? It seems like it.
Yeah, yeah, I think it is too. I'm gonna also add Rigetti on my secondary list because usually this one's been trading really well. It's been giving some really great days, so I'm gonna add that on here as well. Rigetti, yeah, we'll put that on here and see how it goes. Same thing here, guys. Rebounding nicely this morning into the green, but came back into the red. So gonna follow that one as well and see what takes place here. All right, let's continue. So that's kind of does it for the gap up. Anything you like on here or anything on your list that's gapping up today that you're going to be keeping an eye on?
Not gapping up yet because everything just basically climbed from the death spiral back up to more healthy. I don't know how else to put this, but I mean,
Yeah,
everything on my screen, if you could see it, I've got Microsoft, AMD, Apple, Amazon, Coin, PLTR, Meta, MU, Google, Nvidia, and Tesla, and they all done the same thing. They're all
yeah,
clawing their way back up, and they all have the same looking chart. They're all correlated.
yeah,
So
man.
that being
It's
said, I'll tend to focus on my faves, and that'll be probably, lately AMD has been fantastic. So
yeah. I
AMD,
mean,
Nvidia, Tesla, and probably PLTR would be my top four to look at today.
yeah. I mean, if you overlap the SPY on all of these Tesla, Nvidia, AMD, and then we look at even POTR. I mean, just everything. Then you look at the SPY. I mean, it is just identical on that blue line that I drew there, right? So Everything really pretty much following the SPY this morning, and we'll see what we can get out of it. So with that, when you have a day like this, your gap down, it's very difficult to find things that are sticking out that are not following the overall market. I'm going to do this. I'm going to look at the top four here. Then we'll bounce around, pick some of our favorites. I already have on my list a couple that I want to watch, but let's see what we find. Let's look at the top 4 or 5 that are leading the gap down. HIVE this morning is one, and this one here we are down this morning 14% of 5.3 million shares traded. Float on this is 216,000. So Hive Digital Technologies.
You say
Works.
216,000?
Well,
Did you say 200K for shares float?
yeah, the flow. Yeah, I have 216. Sorry, million. I say thousand. 216 million.
Oh, I was gonna say that's about
Million,
the
million.
lowest
Yeah, yeah,
float
yeah.
I've ever heard of.
No, that would have been that would have been popcorn for sure. Now 216 million here. So a pretty decent size. Lower price stock. Um, yeah. What's the news, John? Anything interesting?
I've no, not today. No news today. This is a weird company. They engage in building and operating data centers powered by green energy in Bermuda. And I don't know if that means that they build and operate data centers in Bermuda or if they build and operate data centers and the company's located in Bermuda. Probably the latter, right? I don't know. Um,
Yeah,
but no, I don't see
would
any news
think.
on them.
Yeah, I would think they have this server somewhere else, but who knows? Um, all right, so you got some activity. I don't like lower price stock as much. I'd rather watch something a little bit higher, above 10. Not that these cannot trade very well. Clearly, this is in play today. Down 15%. Maybe a secondary for me. We can always come back to and look at it in a second here. It's not a popcorn stock because it is not a low flow ticker, right? You're not gonna probably get crazy moves on this one, but let's come back to it. All right, continuing here off our gappers list, BDTR, and this is Bit Deer or Bit Deer Biter. I don't know how you want to say this one, but yeah, it's down here 8.8, 502,000 shares traded. This thing was hot a few days ago, jumped up to 28, came back down to 26, and today is slamming down some more. So as you can see here, not looking so hot, but still on the daily doing pretty good. So again, I think there's a lot of it's probably happening with all the Bitcoin mining stuff, John. Right? A lot of the stuff is down. You can see on the list here. You can see a couple CLSKs on here.
Yeah.
Mara I saw earlier. Just a few.
Some people are pointing out in the chat that Hive is a Bitcoin miner. That's true. I meant to say that as well.
Oh, it
And
is. Okay.
well, it's funny when you read the company profile because it starts with they engage in building and operating data centers. Then it like 3 lines later it says they mine Bitcoin. So you know it's one of these companies that started out trying to do something else and then just decided to mine Bitcoin. So that's what they are.
Yeah.
They're miners.
So many like that, man. Wasn't Kodak? Kodak one of those? What did Kodak get into? It was like completely off.
They just said
Uh,
the word blockchain and caused complete chaos for about 5 or 6 days.
yeah. It's crazy. Um, All right, so that's what it is. Yeah, again, we got a bunch of these here. ALM is another one that Almonte Industries. Not sure what they do, but these guys just popped up. They're also down pretty big here, 9.9. But you're right, it's a lot of on here that is going to be on that Bitcoin. I'm gonna go with the usual suspects that I like, man, which is Mara. They normally can trade very well, so I'll be looking at them. Although Mara has bounced back pretty nicely, only down 2%, given where they were a little bit earlier. So again, pretty much following the overall market here. CLSK is another one that we like. CLSK. If I could find the K, here it is. Yeah, just moving with the overall market really. So not really a whole lot happening there. So maybe I'll watch Mara today. MSTR was another one that people love, and this one can really move. Got to be careful with the way you trade this. So again, there's a bunch on here. John, which one are you watching today?
None. I'll go right back to what I said before. Tesla, Nvidia,
Yep.
PLTR, and AMD. There's nothing gap. I don't even like gap down stocks, to be honest with you. They're not what I'm
That's
looking for.
that's right. Now you only trade long, right? You only like
Yeah,
long opportunities. Oh,
I
okay,
do.
okay.
And
So
it's not to say there aren't good long opportunities on stocks that are driven down a lot. There are. You're
right.
catching those rebounds. But I found over time, if you want to trade in a bullish manner, it's just better to pick bullish stocks, you know, because
Yeah. Yep.
there's more of that greed and optimism behind them. There's more of this idea that let's go, let's pump it. And the ones that are down, they get up near their high a day they've set and they're hesitant because people can't believe it. Can it really do this? It's not the same kind of feeling. That's my suspicion. That's me trying to like get all psychological on why the gap ups tend to work better than the gap downs for that particular strategy. But
No, I only, for example, when my swing trades, I don't swing short. I only swing long. I I can't swing because it could be psychological. There's a lot of great short opportunities, but if I'm gonna swing something, it's got to be long, right? I just feel like you got a team trying to help you, right?
yeah,
Not the other way around. So
I always tell people my
uh,
whole day is often trying to take a stock that's trading up 8% and try to take it to 8.2%. And if that's all that it does for the rest of the day, then that's fine. But the move from 8 to 8.2% is what I needed.
yeah.
And as long as I can identify the high probability time that it's going to make that push, then that's the game.
Yeah, yeah. Why watch? Great question, Jeffrey. It's a really good question. Why watch Mara when we can watch Oklo? Have you been in a trade on Oklo with about 200 shares, 250 shares?
That's pretty
Do
wild.
that and then let me know. It is nerve wracking, man. You're like up at one point $75. The next thing you're down 130. It's just no, 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 no. It's too wild for me, man. Way too wild. So, maybe if you could trade with less shares, but then if I'm going to trade less shares, I'd rather just trade something else, right? The spread on this thing is brutal, right? And you're not gonna take it from me. Andrew tried trading this thing a couple of days ago. Same thing. He got in, and you can only imagine his size. He got in, and immediately he got out. And even for a profit, he got out because the spread was just insane. So, and then aside from that, the spread creates this weird price action that you just can't follow. Right, it's very hard to read, who's in control. Are we going to expect a breakout here or not? It's very difficult. So that's my reason, Jeffrey. It is wild, but again, some people are making good trades on it. So if you can stomach it, or if you have a strategy that works well with these type of stocks, go for it. I like Oklo. I wish the spread was tighter. And don't get me wrong, we had beautiful trading days on Oklo. Like if you guys remember here, we had a really nice turnout. And it paid off really good because the good thing about when something has a spread, if you get in and it goes in your direction, oh man, it's just like they open the floodgates, man. It just comes in right really fast. But when it goes against you, same thing. You get hammered very quickly as well. So just be careful. Be careful on that one. I wish it was a little bit less wild. I would have definitely put it on my list. All right. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. Let's see what else off the scappers list. That's not Bitcoin related. That's not quantum. That's not Max Sevens. I don't see. We get it. We spoke about already. I mean, MP is on here. Rare metals are down today. I saw MP. I see LAC. They're all down. So man, it's just so many to watch today. So let me see. Let me build my list here. I'm gonna be watching IonQ. Gotta watch AMD. It's been trading so well, so I'm gonna put that one on deck as well. Tesla has not been treating me so well lately, John. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna add Tesla today. I'll put it
You and
on
me
here. I'm not
both.
sure. Yeah, I think it's the choppiness we're seeing on the daily. I don't know, but it has not been treating me too kind. I think one day we had a decent day, but for
I
the
got beat
most
up
part,
yesterday. One of my
yeah,
worst days in a while. Yeah, Tesla trying to.
really,
I think it was a breakout at 437, and
yeah,
man, it just looked like it was going to do it. And the setups were good. I went back and I looked at a couple of them. I took it three times, but all three of them failed, and two of them were
yeah,
great. Like I would take those any day of the week, but it just was rejecting. It was a tricky day. Do you remember a lot of people saying it was tricky yesterday? I know you said you had a good
yeah,
day, but a lot of people were
yeah.
struggling.
Well, I had a good day because it was a quick partial, but then break up and stop out. But looking at how the day ended, I'm like, oh man, I had a great day. If you ended up break even yesterday or small green, you had an awesome day because it was bad. It was really really bad. So yeah, but yeah, we'll add Tesla on here. Another one is Nvidia too. That's one of my go tos, and that's my list for right now. All right, John. Anything else before I ask everybody else what they like this morning?
No, I think we head to the chat and YouTube and see what they like.
Yeah, speaking of chat, I'm not in the chat. While I log into the chat here on my other screen so I can see what they're saying. Friends over on YouTube, today we are going to be doing. Andrew gave me a list yesterday of like seven. 7 spreadsheets of books to give out. The man is on fire. So 7 spreadsheets of different books. So I got to go through them. We're gonna give 5 away today to our Lambos and Garbage Truck members. So definitely sign up. If you have emailed me and I put you on the queue to get a list to get a book, I'm gonna get back to you throughout the day and today and tomorrow because so many, and I'll get you guys a book. But yeah, today we're gonna give 5 away to the Lambos and Garbage Truck family. So sign up if you are interested. All right, let's see what else we have here. Laser, LAZR. Is that laser? No, Luminar actually. So Luminar is up here 10%, 1.4 million shares traded. I've never been a fan of the way the stock trades. I don't like it. We've seen it before. I thought it was much higher. Yeah, it was much higher before. Oh wow, they really
Oh
dropped
yeah.
a lot. Man, what's going on with them? Who's getting fired? Why are they doing so bad? What these guys do anyway, John?
They make LiDAR, radar
Oh.
for all kinds of applications. But let's face it, there's one place people are curious about LiDAR, and that's in self-driving cars. Is the
Mm-hmm.
answer all camera like Tesla says, or is it a camera LiDAR combo like Waymo says and other companies? So I don't know specifically why they're dropping. I'm pulling it up here to see if there's something.
Yeah.
Nope, nothing from today that I see.
Wow, that's crazy that technology is doing so bad here. So, but again,
You
not a
know,
big
you know
fan.
who I think is winning, Carlos. So I can see why laser's going down, but that's just my extreme bias as a
So who's winning? Who's winning? So what? This is different than what Tesla has, right?
yeah. This is it's radar essentially. I forget what lidar stands for. It's like mini radar, little baby radar. So it's the same stuff they use to map like the jungle floor down in South America. They can penetrate through the trees and see old ruins and things like that. It's really good tech. It's good stuff. We used to use it in the army too. But yeah, it's you got Waymo. You've seen a Waymo, right? Waymo car.
I've seen them, but I have not driven in them. No.
Yeah, it's got stuff bolted on it all over the place, on the corners, on the top. That's
Yeah,
all
yeah,
part of the lidar suite mostly.
yeah. That's
Uh,
ugly, man.
it it is
That is
ugly.
that is the ugliest thing I've ever seen. I don't know why anyone want to have that, but but yeah,
There's
it's pretty
also
pretty
people
ugly.
who claim, and I'm not saying this is true, but I did see a YouTube video on it, so it must be true. But I saw this guy saying lidar can damage a phone, so it can actually like give you
I
dead
saw that
pixels.
same video. Yeah,
Yeah, so if that was true, that'd be wild because, we can't have millions of cars driving around zapping our cell phones, or we'd have to shield our phones somehow or something.
no,
Um,
yeah, that would not be good. But I did see that same video from Marcus. What's his name? MKBHD. He does some YouTube videos, and he had that too. So yeah, that's not good. All right, let's see what else. Mark, welcome to the Lambos and Garbage Truck family, my friend. Mark, I know you. We met. Are you still the same Mark we met in Vancouver? Good man. I think I remember you. All right, let's see here. Let's continue. What else we have? Did my camera freeze? No, it's good. NVO is on deck this morning. NVO. Let's take a look here. NVO this morning we are down 4.4, 1.1 million shares traded, and yeah, just taking a bit of a hit here. But again, not really a great trading ticker. They could be in place given they're dropping while everything else is kind of trying to recover. This thing just keeps going down here. So, did they have news yesterday, John? It looks like they had a drop here, so I'm not sure what took place. But after hours, they are not having fun as this thing dropped here.
oh, that's Novo Nordisk.
Yeah.
Um, ooh, they get a lot of news items. Look at this. Suffers large drop. Slide after Trump comments on weight loss drug pricing. Maybe that was yesterday after the close.
That would definitely do it.
Let's see what
Um,
he said about
what did
that.
he what did he say?
Novo Nordisk shares fell more than 4% each in pre-market trading on Friday following comments from President Trump a day earlier regarding potential price reductions for popular weight loss medications. During a press conference, Trump specifically mentioned Ozempic, referring to it as the fat loss drug when asked about a $1,300 medication he had referenced earlier. When questioned if these drugs would cost $150 out of pocket, Trump responded, "They'll be much lower. They'll be much lower." So
I yeah, don't know what that means, but I don't see
I,
that
I
being.
I think he's suggesting he put a cap on the price, so therefore capping the profits for the
Oh, gotcha. Got it. Got it. Okay. Yeah, that would not be good. That would not be good. So they're dropping here. Um, and yeah, I don't like it, friends. I'm gonna leave it alone. What else? Let's see what else we have here. There's a Novo Nordisk, price controls, and I mean that's good news. Could be in play. So watch if you like it. I'm not a big fan of it, so I'll leave it alone. How about over on YouTube, guys? What do you guys like this morning? Good morning. Good morning. Let's see. Mark, it is you. All right, man. Good to see you. All right, let's see. Tickers? No tickers? LiDAR. Oh, MU. Let's take a look at MU. MU again, it's just guys, it's just overall market. It's just doing exactly what the SPY is doing today. MU, AMD, Tesla, Nvidia, PLTR, which I might as well add to the list. I'm just gonna look at the SPY and just trade that. I mean, this is what the type of day it is. So not really a whole lot going on there. All right, let's do this. Let's stop here. Let's take a look at what's happening in our webinars. If you go to bearwithtraders.com, you click on webinars, you can see what's happening for the next two weeks. And man, what a great webinar by Peter yesterday.
I think, but yeah,
Yeah.
Mike, we all know Mike, right? Mike's a smart guy. He knows what people need for trading. And he suggested, we end these series of videos with some live, not live, but
Mm-hmm.
replay on Trading Terminal to go back and look at some of these trades as opposed to looking at static charts. And yeah, it's a great idea. I did that in my last video for this series. If you go check it out when it's released. And
Yeah.
it's just, yeah, if a picture has 1,000 words, then, video has 10,000 or something. So
Yeah. No, really, really nice. And just how great the tool works too. So I really like that. All right, let's get to it. So John will take you through what's happening for it's not Thursday, Carlos. It's Friday. There it is.
we just cover Fridays on Friday.
Yep, just Fridays and
Okay,
Fridays.
just Fridays. This is easy. Back to the Futures with Dr. Vanessa Charlin. Dr. Charlin's going to be talking about trading futures in our mentoring session. So uh,
Wait, where's
that'll be
that?
good because futures are a big part of day trading, and each community kind of has its own vibe. And I would say Bearable Traders is more of an equities community. And after that, probably options community, you know, options based on equities. And then there's futures, obviously, a giant part of trading. And Dr. Charlin's kind of our subject matter expert right now on that. So that should
Wait,
be a great session.
where's that, John? Where's that happening? Because I see something
Oh,
else
I'm
here.
reading the wrong thing. I'm reading
Oh,
the wrong thing. I didn't scroll down far enough. Oh my gosh. Okay. Nope.
oh, you're on Wednesday. Okay, gotcha.
Hey, but you know what? Next Wednesday,
There you
Dr.
go.
Charlie with all that good stuff I talked about. So buckle up. It's not even
Absolutely.
a week away. All right, Friday, every Friday. So Mike's doing his PCT boot camp prep meeting today. That's what we got going on today. So 3 times a year, we run a day trading boot camp through a company called Peak Capital Trading, also owned by Andrew. And it's a 90-day experience to build a trade book and learn the discipline, the true discipline of good trading. That's what boot camp's all about. And if you sign up early, you get to go to these pre-boot camps prep sessions with Mike. And the earlier you sign up, the more sessions you get to attend. So it's a really good deal. So our next boot camp starts in January, right, Carlos?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so you
Yep.
can be in, if you sign up for the January boot camp, you can be in all these pre-boot camp prep sessions now, which means when boot camp kicks off, you are like completely ready to go. You probably have your strategy picked out. You're ready to collect data on day one to start building your trade book. So something very cool Mike does. I don't know where he finds the time in his life, but it's gonna be a great session.
Yeah, man, it's pretty nice, man. If you're interested in any way, join as soon as possible. So you're prepared. Because I can tell you, sometimes when people don't jump prepared, they come in, they get hit with all this stuff all at once, and it's kind of a little bit like could be a little overwhelming for like the first 1 or 2 weeks. But if you come in prepared, man, you feel like you're ready, right? Like you're
Yeah, I
you're
mean,
ready to
what we
rock
try to
and roll.
convince people of in boot camp is the true value of the experience comes from learning how to trade one thing for 90 days and learn what it's doing and make adjustments. So if you can hit the ground running with the strategy you want to trade, you get the
Mm,
full value, the full benefit of boot camp. But we do have people who
yeah.
come in and they have no idea what strategy they want on day one. So they spend the first month kind of exploring, which is okay, but you lose a whole month of data collection essentially while you kind of try a few 5 minute ORBs and try a few reversals and try a few whatevers, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. Um, all right, friends, and here's how you could join. John will let you know what these are.
Yeah, if you want to join us in the chat room here, which is huge value, you get access to with any membership, you get access to our basic courses and basic content in the education center. And you can do that for an introductory cost of $39 per week or $99 per month. If you want the full access to attend sessions like Dr. Charlin's future session, which I accidentally talked about this morning, but will be happening next Wednesday, or you want access to the Thor's mentorship session on Thursday, or our psychology webinar Wednesday, or strategy webinar Tuesday, joined by the Elite Monthly or Elite Annual membership. Elite Monthly is $199 a month. Elite Annual is currently $11.99 for 1 year. And most importantly, you get access to the chat room where you're part of this community all day long. And it's a great place to get trade ideas. I'll tell you, people are always looking at us, Carlos, like, what should I trade? What should I trade? But I get some really great ideas from a lot of our veteran traders here in the chat room.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. Oh, look at that. Shout out to Steve. It is Steve's birthday today. So happy birthday, my friend. Hope you have a great one today. Hope your trading does very well also. So happy birthday to you. All right, guys. All right, let's get to it. Let's get some levels in place. My list, IonQ, AMD, Tesla, NVIDIA, POTI, and all of them are looking pretty much the same. So we'll start with IonQ this morning, which is maintaining in the green here after having a very, very active pre-market activity. And again, you're going to see this type of line in almost every pre-market action that I'm going to show you this morning. But let's start here with IonQ. On the daily, they've been moving pretty well here. You can see the some of these Y candles looking pretty nice. 60.87 is the low of the pre-market. Also correlates with the last time they had a nice little drop here in recovery area, so a level of support there as well. Towards the bottom, we have 57.05, and I think that's good enough on the downside. Towards the top, above the pre-market lows, there is a level here that might be worth marking down, 63.30. And you can also see in the pre-market, we have a little bit of activity happening there as well. So definitely have that down. Then above that, highs and lows for the last 2 trading days. And the high of the pre-market at 68.80. So 68.80, high of the pre-market will slam one there. All right, next on the list is going to be AMD. And again, all of these looking pretty much the same. AMD is doing so well. Look at this daily. Look how beautiful this is. Been able to gap up strong here and hold their gains above a few areas of resistance here. So again, just doing real nice. Love the pre-market this morning all the way down at 223.50. Since then, we have tipped our toes in the green side of things, but now we're back down. But as high as 235.60 is the high of the pre-market, so we'll slam a level there as well. And then once you do that, you're surrounded by the highs and lows of the last 2 trading days, all-time highs in this area, so not much levels above that. I will mark down this 229.41 just in case. That does seem to have some effect, especially in the pre-market this morning. See a little bit of resistance before we actually had the breakout, so I will keep that on there as well. Next is going to be Tesla. Tesla also trying to get green. Good recovery from the pre-market low sessions of 415.13 all the way up to 427, and then just hovering right below that previous day close, trying to get going. If you look at the bigger picture here on the daily, is surrounded by the highs and lows of the last 2 trading days. Tesla loves whatever this number is. Right here, they love this 428-ish area. I mean, just look at all the resistance that becomes support. I mean, here it's just consolidating right on it. I mean, it loves this area where it's been hanging out at for a couple of days now. So, not much to add as far as levels. You got plenty based on the highs and lows of the last 2 trading days. Let's take a look at NVIDIA. Also another one that's been very active. Low of the pre-market, also 176.21. Towards the bottom, we do have this 173.35 in case we do drop any further. Trying to recover now. Again, just below the previous day close. 180.87 is the high of the pre-market. Above that, highs and lows for the last 2 trading days. Previous day close pretty much got you covered there. And then last but not least, our good buddy PLTR, which I haven't I haven't really watched in a while. I've been kind of putting it on the bench here, but today they're front and center. 170.77 is the low. The high of the pre-market just barely below the 177.92, below the 178.12, which is a previous day close. So just barely below that. Couldn't get to it. Towards the bottom, 174.21, and then the low of the pre-market all the way down here. So once you do that, guys, you're pretty much taken care of there towards the bottom. Towards the top, you got the highs and lows, but you also have this area here where it's not marked, 181.31. I think it's worth noting. You got a couple of days slamming into that here, and then also down back here as well. So worth marking that 181.31. So there it is. That's my list. John, tell us what our team is watching.
Let's see here. We've got Thor watching the NQ and the ES on equities. He's looking at Apple for an R3 short, Google for an S3 buy, and PLTR for an S4 buy. Eamon's not liking anything today. We'll probably scan for reversals after the open. Andrew likes Nvidia, Tesla, RGTI, QBTS, and OKLO. Mike's looking at Tesla and Nvidia and his scanners. I'm looking, I didn't put mine in there. I will in a second. Looking at Tesla, Nvidia, PLTR, and AMD. Surprised to see no AMD on there. And that's what we got so far.
All right, excellent, friends. All right, we have Andrew in chat. So Andrew will be logging in a second and trading live with you guys in the chat room. If you guys want to see Andrew trade live, it's very easy to do that. Just head over to bearbetraders.com. You got the intro membership there, $39. I think we have a special for you guys too. Is there a special team? What's the link? Let's get the link out. I think we have a special for our YouTube viewers. Oh, there it is. Yeah, here the team's already on it. They know what they're doing here. Kickstart your trading journey for just $19. That is less than 2 cups of Starbucks. Venti or Grande? Which one's the bigger one? Which is Venti's 20.
Did you say
Right?
two? Does a coffee cost $10 now for a big one?
Oh yeah. Oh, my
Dude,
man. Oh yeah. You get
that's
one of these, and I don't have them around here. I have one, but you get this down in Times Square, and I don't know if the prices are more in Times Square, but that's usually where I pick one up at the bus terminal there on 42nd Street. My man, if I drink that every day, I have to refinance my house. If I drink that every day, it's just insane.
I don't
It's
get it.
how
I got some
expensive.
advice for all of you out there. Every time you're tempted to buy a cup of coffee for $10, don't do it. Put
Yeah,
$10 into your Robinhood account. Go buy yourself some RGTI or something. You know, you're going to do that DoorDash. Go pick it up yourself. Take another $10 and put it
yeah.
into QBTS. Do something with your money. Like what fucking
It's
$10 coffee. Excuse me. We just got demonetized. But what? $10?
we're getting banned. Oh, it's crazy. Nah, I do my own coffee at home, but once in a while, I got like to get a little sign with some sugar that heart attack on a cup, But it's and I like my coffee black, but that one is pretty good. They make good coffee. Is it worth $10? Absolutely not. And if somebody tells you, hey, if you tell somebody, hey, I'll buy your coffee, you gotta ask which coffee because if it's Starbucks, yeah, it better be the right person you want to buy that cup of coffee and donut for. It's
This
gonna
coffee
be
costs 75
expensive.
cents.
Yeah,
This tastes great. This is
yeah.
my
Me. Oh,
expensive coffee, Carlos. This is a Starbucks Keurig. Sometimes I go with the Costco ones. Those are only 33 cents a piece.
there you go. Yeah, no, no, yeah, it's. I like my coffee at home for sure, for sure. Um, all right, friends, we're ready to rock and roll. So yeah, we got into this conversation because joining this only costs you $19, right? Less than 2 cups of coffee over at Starbucks. You're really gonna enjoy that. You can see Andrew Trey live today. He's been crushing it, man. He's been doing really, really well. If he got sleep today, he's gonna even do better. I know that. When he sleeps, if he moves to the East Coast, we're gonna see an incredible.
Be a completely different person, Carlos. Yeah.
He's a completely imperfect person, and the number of profitability is gonna skyrocket. I think it will because if he trades well, it shows when he sleeps well. So, all right, let's see here. We are good to go, and we'll let Andrew take over here, and then we'll hop over from our chat. And friends, have a great trading day, and we'll see you guys a little bit later. All right, YouTube, we'll stick with you guys. Let me just switch everything over as Andrew gets ready to rock and roll here in the chat. And I'm just going to mute Andrew here. And what I have to do. I have to switch something. Oh yeah, switch this. Here it is. Perfect. And, all right, John. So you normally don't trade with us, obviously. Maybe some people in YouTube have not seen your style of trading. But what strategy are you like scanning for at the market open? What's the thing that you'll be looking at as the bell rings here?
I'll be looking for excuse me, I'll be looking for stocks breaking their high of day. That's the high after the 9:30 open. So whatever the intraday high is. I wait 5 minutes to take that first trade generally. And if I'm being smart, I wait 5 minutes. And then the sweet spot, the good time to trade is about 5 minutes after the open till maybe an hour after the open. And we'll see what we can find. But it's just looking for one simple setup. It's very simple. It's not there's not much to it. We're looking for momentum and volume to push something up through a time day, get the trade to risk free. So get the stop to break even
Mm-hmm.
and then see if we can get a winner. That's it.
Yep. Awesome, man. Awesome. All right, so let me actually I gotta fix my list over here. Let me go Control A, Control X. I gotta put my list together. Uh, IMQ, AMD, Tesla, Nvidia, and PLTR. Ooh. All right, very good. Our secondary list for Getty. BHC. So I was running so late today, man. With the kids and the routine. The code adds an extra 5 minutes per kid. You know, so that's another 10, 12 minutes now. Because the extra layer that you got to put on and all this stuff. You can
Oh,
see the
that yeah,
difference.
that's right.
Yeah, it's just the routine takes a little bit of a stutter step when we get into
I
the
went
winter
walking my dog
months.
yesterday in the morning and I had to find a winter hat. And I was like, where are they? No idea where they're at.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I had to take out the bins, sweaters, and all that other stuff. All right, friends. Friday's more difficult to trade. I don't think so. My worst days, based on interactive brokers, is Monday. Monday, and see, but that's no, that can't be right as far as worst days, because you could be red and still not be a worst day. So worst day on P&L, right? But P&L doesn't matter the process, right? If you had great process and you still lose, it's still not a bad day. You know what I'm saying? So, um, my least
I have trouble
profitable
on
day.
Fridays, Carlos.
You do? Yeah.
Yeah,
My
yeah,
least profitable
I
is
definitely do,
Monday.
but I'm not sure it
Hmm.
has anything to do with the market. I think it's me trying to close out the week and just get it done and
Okay.
just messing it up.
Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah. That could be it. Yeah. No, my least one is Monday for some reason. And it's true. Look at this Monday. This Monday I had a red day. Tuesday was a small red, and then the rest has been okay. Um, but yeah, Monday for some reason. And my execution this Monday was not bad. It's just didn't work. So, do I have the same morning routine? No, my routine's all over the place, man. My morning routine is I mean, I still listen to the news very early. Listen to Bloomberg and look at the scanners and just kind of know what's going on. But with the kids, I'm just running and gunning, man. Just getting them ready to school, getting the lunch ready, snacks, all this stuff. So it's hectic. But I learned to understand that it's not gonna be the routine I had before when they didn't go to school. It was much calmer, right? I'll be sitting here, at my desk, an hour and a half before pre-market show, going through things, right? So uh, it's different. But now with school and the pressure to get them somewhere at a certain time, it changes things. But you just deal with it, right? Just deal with it.
Do you do a school drop off, Carlos?
I do school drop off, yeah, and two different schools, John. So my daughter, they were both in the same school last year. Now it's two different schools. So it's brutal.
Is there a bus or do you just not
No, no,
prefer it?
no. There is a bus, but not for the two different. For next year, they'll be in the bus, but not now. It just didn't work out with
Okay.
both of
Oh,
them.
they're so little.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So my
I drove both my
son,
kids to high school until they got their licenses, so I know the
nice,
feeling. Well, they get
nice.
40 more minutes of sleep if I drove them, and the school is 4 minutes from
Yeah,
my house. It's no big deal. So it just didn't make any sense.
yeah.
Kids need sleep. They need the shut eye.
I
So
know, man. I wake them up so early, poor guys, because I need to do this at 8:30, right? If not, I would have dropped them. I wouldn't pay for the morning program. So yeah, it's wild. All right, friends, ready to rock and roll here. We got three in elementary. Oh yeah, that's tough. Three in elementary is tough. I
it's
got an older
busy.
one, so I don't gotta worry too much about that. But the other two, yeah, 5 a.m. Oh man, Mara at CLSK and S on SLR. Yeah, after the drop yesterday, probably triggered a short selling restriction. Um, yeah, you look at Mara. Mara's daily. Mara's daily yesterday took a hit. I mean, this is boom boom. That's gonna trigger the SSR there. 30, 25 seconds to the market open, friends. So we'll be ready. So that's fine. So yeah, that'll stick around for the next couple of days. Actually, no, just until today, if they don't screw it up. Should be gone Monday.
Switching to all my 1 minute charts here to get ready. Here we go. Three
Yep,
seconds,
yep.
2 seconds, 1 second, go.
All right, let's see. All right, here it is. Mara. Oh, Mara's in. I don't have Mara on my list. I'm gonna add Mara to the secondary list here. Wow, nice little pot there. 50 cents from the open. AMD.
One thing I like to check right when the market opens is the SPY's RVOL just to get a clue as to market interest for the day. It's quite high. It's actually 180. So
Hmm.
no problem there. In fact, looking down my top 12, there are some stocks. This is a funny discrepancy. There's Microsoft at 240% RVOL, AMD 140, Coin 205, but you got Apple at 47. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah,
That's
just
weird, actually. That's
steady,
strange.
man. Apple's just like we're not moving.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Things looking to bounce a little bit higher. Tesla.
Tesla so far is a high a day just below the pre-market high, which is what robbed me blind yesterday.
Yeah. You know, we're getting all these 1 minute engulfing patterns. Today's tough to trust these things, given how the sell off is. Nvidia did do very well there. PLTR is trying. Um,
And the SPY's right around 660, Carlos, which has been this a sticky level. I feel like it's
yeah,
developing as a stickier and stickier level here as the days go on. So far, this looks like pure chop up and down.
yeah,
Someone's
yep, yep.
calling out Hive in the chat. Hive, Hive. Actually, on YouTube.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
see it here.
Hive's taking off nice.
What these guys? This is crypto, right? Mining
Yeah,
channel.
miners.
Okay, okay.
I mistakenly called them a data center company in Bermuda during the pre-market show, which I still think they claim they sort of are, but
Yeah, they
let's say what's
switched
really
it up
going
on
on
you.
here.
Yeah.
Just degenerate miners.
All right, let's see what we got going on.
I still have no trades. I'm still waiting. It's easy to wait 5 minutes on a day like this because this looks
Yeah, it's messy.
pure chop,
It's
right?
really, really messy. Your TR looks decent for a short here. Not here, but like if it continues to sell off below the VWAP and maybe a 5 minute RB. So be looking for that. Nvidia, messy right now. Tesla, messy. It's
OKLO's doing pretty good here. It's
which
opened
one?
around 158. OKLO. It's up about
Yeah,
$6 since the open.
yeah, yeah. It looks great until you take an order. Oh, this thing is brutal. Brutal. Oh, the spread is playing. Oh no, there it is, 70 cents. But it was playing much nicer under 30 cents for a bit there. So
So
is
let's pull up
CRML in play
CRML.
again?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
this was in play
CRML's.
yesterday.
This is an interesting one for maybe a potential high day break. I'll watch it here, see if I can
Hmm.
identify a pullback and then get an alert set. Just to let me know when it's pushing higher.
Yeah,
The moment I can't set an alert because it's at the tippity top of its price. If I try to squeeze something in there, it'll just go off a second later.
let's just go off. Yeah, yeah. Um, BOTR bouncing above the VWAP here. Nvidia.
PLTR looks interesting. That's a nice hold there.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm trying a little PLTR. I'm in at 226.36, and I might be out before I can get these words out of my mouth, but it's
Wait,
rejecting the pre-market high so far.
BOTR or
Yeah, it's unfortunately, yeah, I'm getting out of that because I entered below the pre-market high and basically needed an immediate squeeze up through that to feel
yeah,
comfortable. And it rejected it almost to the penny. So I don't want to stand there. I'm happy to take a
oh,
little bit of a loss on that.
the
That's no big deal.
177.92. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
pre-market high. 177.93. Yep, gotcha.
I got in at 177.75. It popped to 177 93, right below a dollar level, right below the pre-market high. And then you can see I'd be out for a
Yeah,
full loss right now if I held on. That's how quick you
yeah,
got to think with the high day breaks, unfortunately.
yes.
It's a very quick game.
That's quick. That's quick. Um,
I was in that trade for 19 seconds. That's how my
uh,
mornings go, man.
yeah. Uh, Tesla trying to go green here. Did push up higher.
Now I
Um,
wouldn't take PLTR again. It demonstrated that rejection of the pre-market high, and PDC is just above that now. So
mhm,
while it could go through here cleanly, it's not likely to. So I'm going to leave that
yeah.
one alone for a little while.
I'm liking Tesla long, but uh, this 5 minute looks so extended. But 5 minute RB
Uh,
plus the view at the high of the
yeah,
sorry, the recent
PDC,
close.
don't
Yeah,
even do it. Don't
I'm
do
not
it.
doing
Not
it.
worth it.
I'm not. I think it's gonna go, but it's not a good trade for me to take against that.
Tesla is such a day trading stock. No matter if it runs up, it sells off. You know what I mean? If it sells off
Yeah,
lately, it runs up, and it's
yeah,
just classic taking profit on both ends. It's very frustrating. Well,
it is.
unless you got a plan to trade that kind of thing. I don't, so I just tend to get chopped up.
Yeah. AMD. I know it looks choppy, but looks weak choppy.
So this is the time of day I'll start to set some alerts because things have pulled back. So I'm just going to throw them in real quick and dirty, like on Microsoft, throw one there, on
Yeah,
AMD, throw one in. I'll throw one in on Apple,
but you're gonna throw them
Amazon.
on the high. You're throwing them learn the high of the day, right?
Yeah, but you got to put it below the high, obviously, or else
Well, I give you opportunity to.
it'll
Yeah,
go
yeah.
off, and then at the high, you're too late. So you got
Got it.
it's a it's a bit of an art deciding where to put it on certain stocks because of how they move. Like an
Yeah,
Apple, you could put it 10 cents away from the high, but you can't do that on Tesla. By the time it goes off, you're smoked.
yeah. Sure. AMD here. I got a horrible feel, but let's see. Let's see if AMD can break down. This is pure chop. I'm betting on it to like break down from this area here, but this is really, really bad. So I'm hoping the higher lows, lower highs continues, but Not looking all that great right now. Here's where I should have gotten in. This is your 5 minute break here, not all the way down here where I'm at. So that's just brutal. So it's actually engulfing the other way on the 5 minute. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna get out of this thing. Now do I want to go? This actually looks bullish, man. I don't want to force it. Force look at this 5 minute. This is all right, 234. I have to bail on this thing. But if I get out 234, if I don't get out now, then I can't join it long. If I get out now, then I can take it long without
Apple
getting out
rejected its high
too
day
early.
up at the Apple rejected high day around 249, which is also yesterday's high. Never take a high day break near the previous day high. It is such a bad idea.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, I have a few of those for VWAP breakouts where the previous day closes the next level, and I'm like, why do you have to be there? This is such a beautiful pattern, and then
Yeah,
the previous day
no.
closes. Now, don't get me wrong, I have taken some, and they have worked out. I'll call that say, hey, it's not the greatest setup, but they'll end up working. But it's not ideal, man. Going against the king of all levels, it's not ideal.
So Tesla has a better setup now because now it has a high a day around 430, which is a great level to break out of. And then it's far enough above PDC that I think if it gets up there, it's not too big a concern. So I'm going to set an alert on Tesla at 429.50. I'm going to go check out some of these quantum stocks. People keep bringing these up. I don't see anything yet. Okay, hello. I can set an alert on that. We talked about how nasty that thing is, so we'll try to remember that. This is a good time to look at if the stock you're interested in is kind of following the market too. So if you just look at the broad pattern of the SPY, for example, it kind of opened down for a minute, then it's been kind of choppily trending up and then pulled back from its pre-market high. So if you look at something like Nvidia, it essentially has the same pattern. Tesla has essentially the same pattern. Other stocks, not so much, like not PLTR, not AMD as much. Meta to me looks like it wants to go higher, but again, Carlos, it's like the market's taunting us here. We got two levels in the way of that high a day, pre-market high and PDC.
Sorry, Peter. John, for which ticker?
Meta to me,
Meta.
to my
Okay.
eyeball, pattern wise, it kind of looks like it wants to pop higher, but there's two really tough levels around 712, which kind of scaring me off. I'm a
Yeah.
little curious. I'm going to watch Meta here and see if it can do this push.
Yeah. Yeah.
712.07 is the high a day, and the previous day close is 712.07. So there you go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, right on it. All right. Come on, AD. Fall apart into pieces.
Uh,
Um.
Question from White Lab Cats in the chat. PDC is previous day close,
Yeah.
and it's an interesting level. It's a good support and resistance level.
And then it's funny. I don't know why. What is this? PCL. I know it's the previous day close. What does PCL stands for? Previous close line
Yeah, I think it is previous clothesline,
or level?
maybe level. Yeah,
Man, this reminds
it's a
me of my
dot.
SAP days where the labels were translated from Chinese to English, and you had to see some of the stuff. Man, it just made no sense. Um, because
It's a
translation
DOSism to
was
call it
not.
PCL. I think.
Yeah, yeah. The difference between the traders not being the programmers. That's the problem.
I forgot that's even on there, Carlos, to be honest with you. It's
Yeah,
funny.
it always threw me off. People come last. Morpheus, people come last. I would not be surprised if IT, these developers, man, they be getting on us. They be sneaking in things that, they probably see and they all laugh, and like inside codes and jokes. I would not be surprised. I think I'm being greedy here, guys. I think I'm going to take a partial. I am being greedy. I am asking too much of an AMD because AMD is just, it burned me. Was it this week? Not burned me, but it gave me a partial and then it didn't break down lower at all. So I had two partials and then it really went against me. So, oh, but the Qs and the SPY are trying to
Yeah,
help
look
my
at PLTR.
situation. Oh, yeah. See, now we're good. Here we go. If AMD, if you don't sell down now, I will never trade you again for the rest of this month only. Okay? So, there it is. Thank you, my friend. We're buddies. Now we're buddies. AMD. All right, so partial here above 229. And the sell off is on, my friends. It is on. Warning issues for AMD. That's news, Cool Deep? Really? No, that's not news. That came out? I never get the news in my direction when I'm in something. That'd be awesome. Oh, no, no. Oh, yeah. Because warning issues. This thing will be down to like 200 in no time. Okay, good. All right, so partial here, friends. Let's see if we can get lower on AMD. And man, look at PLTR. John, so now you still keep those levels. You're just waiting to see if AMD comes back up, right? It might take a little bit since we're dropping
Yeah.
now, but
My whole day just got a lot easier, Carlos. I don't have to do much right now.
there it is. See, I'm telling you, man.
And if you look at it that way, if you look at it
Yeah.
as lost opportunity, it'll frustrate you. If you look at it as your setup's just not there, then it's just not there. You
Hmm.
can't lose money if you don't trade.
Yeah, that's so true. It's you gotta look at it like if you're going to work, they tell you today, hey, just sit back, relax, have a cup of coffee from Starbucks, and you don't have to do anything. You're okay. You take it, right? So same thing, same thing. Because it's not per day. So you're looking at the month, you're looking at the quarter. When it comes to the profitability and everything else, you don't look at just one day. So easy day. It's a great way to look at it. All right, let's see. The sell-off is going to continue here. It looks like it is. It looks like it's gonna happen. Friends, Atlas, it's the new tool we're rocking and rolling with. It's really good. I know I'm late. I mean, I'm in the bagging wagon. I don't care. I know I'm late, but it's good. I truly like it, and I don't even know it as well as some other people do. So, highly recommend check it out. Trainterminal.com, and Atlas is the real deal. And this is our first beta, first beta. Like I can only imagine how nice it's going to look later down the line.
I can't believe how good it looked right off the bat. Yeah, it's
It's it's
it's very smooth. I can't.
yeah,
It's just impressive how much data is flowing through there on a web browser.
yeah. I like the smoothness. And I hope it stays like this too, right? Because I think that's what Andrew wants too, like that smoothness of not too cluttered. Like the Thinkorswim. Like I love Thinkorswim, but for day trading, it just has too much stuff that we don't need. Like why, right? Keep it simple. This is simple, simple. So, all right, here it is. Here's my AMD. I'm hopefully looking for this 229, right? 229's got some people here. 228.50 will be awesome. So here we're dropping a little bit. These colors are great.
Here,
What is
coming in.
Atlas? Is what I'm showing you now here. So it's if you heard of Bookmap, it's the same thing. It's Bookmap, and I never use Bookmap, but It's the same idea. Um, you kind of get a visualization of the level two. So, question people ask, oh, why not just get rid of the level two? Like, I mean, I still like the level two. Still nice. Still happy. Has a lot of information I use. Um, but this is nice. This is nice. All right, we're
All
getting a
right,
little bit of a bounce.
I'm long Nvidia, and I may be out of this in 10 seconds, but I'll let you know how it works out.
Nice. Nvidia. Oh wow, Nvidia.
Got in a little
Very
earlier at
nice.
181.26, looking at that momentum coming in. Not a lot of volume is following this up, so this may fail, but I'm
Yeah.
easily into the green. And I can actually, if I want, I can throw a hard stop at break even, which honestly on a Friday, it's probably not the worst idea in the world.
Yeah.
I'm going to let it play a little bit near my entry. Like
Nice.
to see that
Nice.
bid get above 181.50. And then if it does that, I think I'm going to throw a hard stop in at break even. There we go. I'm just going to throw a hard stop at break even. Screw it. Make it risk free. If it goes, it goes. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I've
I
not
call
made
those.
great decisions back at break even lately, Carlos. I kind of need to
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
the automatic stop put in.
Mm-hmm. You don't need the extra thought process to take
No,
place. I get
not
it.
not lately. John's not proving he's making good decisions
Yeah.
at back at break even lately.
ATM, I am at Nvidia earlier than John. You know what, ATM? I like that. I'm happy, but I'm not happy. I'm not happy you didn't call it out so we can make money with you, but I'm happy you're in it. All right, so
It's
we're-
hard to call these out. I don't know if I'm going to take them until I take them. So
so
I'd have to be like, I'm looking, I'm looking, I'm looking. I'm in. You better be in
yeah,
right there. It's kind of like trying to
yeah.
follow Andrew. It's very fast, you know.
No, all good, man. All good. It's a lot of looking.
I'm
It's a lot of looking. I mean, it's just a lot of monitoring and decision bandwidth, quantum. Like I can, the way I trade, I can picture myself doing this all day. I have done it all day. I come out exhausted, brother. I'm just like, man, it's a battle. Like my brain is fried. I don't know how Peter does it, you know. And you, for some extent, you actually trade at least all day, right?
me. No, not late, not anymore. No.
Okay, okay. So you know, all right, right. I don't know how
I
to do
really
it,
try
man.
to get done in the first 90 minutes or so.
That's my way of thinking there. I like that.
So the problem with my trade here is, well, it's not that big a problem. I'm in the green at 181.26 on Nvidia. It's currently probably rejecting PDC right here,
Mm-hmm.
even though it hasn't quite hit it yet. What you
Oh,
see below PDC, previous day close, is probably that
here. Yep.
struggle to get through it. So if it takes too long, it's going to slam back down. Almost certainly, it'll probably stop me out at break even.
Mm-hmm.
But still, fingers crossed. Haven't gone up enough to take any money.
Yeah.
I really need to get up to 182 thereabouts to really say this is worth either partially or selling the whole thing.
Oh, here it is, man. See,
Yeah,
so
so
here you're not touching the parceling button at all. You're just like hands off.
I probably won't today.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm a bigger fan of not partialing Carlos, to be honest with you.
yeah. No, I'm glad we're sharing the stage here because man, I would have been hitting that button a long time ago. 181.70, boom, boom. But no, it's great. See,
They see there
so you
there's
guys,
there's the PDC rejection. Do you see that? Right
yeah, I
off
see it.
PDC and now it's coming
Yeah,
back down. So I
right,
don't
right to the penny.
I'm not going to
What?
talk optimistically about this. I think I'm just going to keep saying this is going to come out at break even.
Yeah. Where's
I
your
don't
stop
judge them.
here? Where's your entry? Break even
Entry
entry.
is 181.26 and stop is 181.26. So
Okay, okay. All right, let's see if it
in
can
in
hold
the
here.
minimum I could sell it at is basically PDC. So I'm trying to hit a certain window of profitability, and right at PDC is my minimum. So I could sell there and say that's a successful trade. I want to see if it'll go through to 182. That'd be a lot better.
Yeah.
But this is where it gets tough in trading. Like, do I take kind of my minimum acceptable result here, which I'm at again, or do I hold for this PDC breakthrough? And another thing to look at, as I'm trying to get this to happen, the SPY is trying to get through the pre-market high. And if the SPY
Right.
keeps struggling to go through its pre-market high, it can reject, which it is at the moment, and then that'll drag
Mm-hmm.
Nvidia down more than likely, and it'll kill my trade whether or not, it's not always about what Nvidia wants to do. It's what
Yeah.
Nvidia wants to do plus what the market's doing.
Yeah. No,
And the
100%.
Qs are coming up to PDC, Carlos. Nothing's going good for me here in terms of like helping this next phase of the breakout happen.
Yeah. My AMD is just stalling here just below the VWAP. So not really going in my direction, not going against it. But let's see what happens. Um how is your VWAP trade different than Brandon's VWAP trading? I gotta look at Brandon. Usually it's the same thing, and we might have just slightly different criteria. We saw in a great example yesterday, right? From the way Peter trades his Rising Devil Fallen Angel, right? The video is out. All right, AMD's coming to my break even. Are you getting your breakout? You should be getting your breakout. Oh man, it's just right
Trying
there.
not to use profanity here for our YouTube channel, but I'm like, come on, you mother trucker, go through previous day
Mother
close.
truck is
Why
pretty
not
good.
me? Spy's doing it. The Qs are doing it. Nvidia, just go, you
uh
piece of shit.
Tesla is yeah, no, it's don't you hate that, man? Ah, it's such a
Go.
pain. Such a pain. But
Why me, Carlos?
yeah. So yeah, so I were saying, so Brian has he created the Rising Devil and Fallen Angel, and Peter took it, he loved the strategy, and then he kind of made his own, right? So I'm sure he probably has a little different criteria than I look for, but they're probably very, very similar, you know. And I haven't watched his breakout, so I'll have to pull up that video and see what he does on his that might be different from mine. All right, we're at break even on AMD. What's the spy doing? If the spy's not doing anything fun, I'm gonna bail on it.
It's still going. Nvidia, just come on,
Did you
Nvidia.
get
Come
it?
on, baby.
It is like heartbreak with you here, huh?
Just do
Man,
it.
you know what? I can't trade on feelings, but I have feelings. At the minute I get out, this thing is gonna come back down.
So PLTR was a much easier high day break. If you look at that one, that was
Yeah.
no problemo. All right. Oh,
Oh, LTR is beautiful, man. All right, John, you're there, man.
I know, I know, I know,
what
I
do you
know.
think?
Hold
You're
up.
still holding, huh? You're like
I
you're not
am.
budging.
Okay. I just partialed at one. Are you kidding me? I got 181.99. But I'm gonna move my stop now to get out up. So it should seal in another 100 bucks maybe. No, not that much, maybe 50 bucks. I'm gonna put it, well, why even move it? No, never mind. I'm gonna just put it back at break even. There's not enough profit to seal in there. Let's see if we get up to 182.50 or something.
My field indicator. Yeah, my field indicator and my technicals are battling right now because my field indicator is telling me there's probably more downside to this AMD. Don't bail yet, and my technical is telling me you got to get out. But I am battling right now, big time, on who to trust here. My field indicator doesn't come out often. It's a it does, but I don't pay attention to it. But today, it's a little stronger than most. Um, Yeah, I just don't know now if it right. Let's say if you hold through this and it does drop, is it gonna go lower than what we already had, 228? It might not. It might struggle if it does even drop. So is it even worth it to do that?
Took some
What do you
more off
got?
of 182.27.
Oh, very nice. That's
So now
Nvidia.
I'm in my
Yeah,
minimal profit place for my trade. So we can call this the success. So the rest of
very
it we
very
can let run a
nice.
little bit and see if we can do something cooler.
Very very nice. All right, see AMD, and then here. Okay, so if we go back below VF, and I strongly believe it's a short, then why you don't add? That's a question I get asked all the time. Why don't you add then if you believe it's going to be a short? And I guess not to add more risk if it doesn't work. That's the answer.
Well, the other thing, it moves it's likely going to move your break even. So, I mean, you got
Well,
to
yeah,
consider
that
that.
yeah,
Like adding to a trade is going to shift your break even. It's going to make, it's where you get out or or your stop becomes a bigger loss than you intended to take in the beginning.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Increase that risk. Um, Stuttering, mastering the mental game of trading. Think you're dealing with your internal ego. Great read so far. Yes, exactly what it is. The internal ego. Although I don't know if I have an ego, man. I'm so easygoing, brother. My ego got killed a long time ago, man. They buried that thing 6 feet deep. Um, and yeah, ego is it's a weird thing. It's a weird thing. It's like this lady I see every morning. I see this lady dropping off her kid. I'm dropping off my kid. We always come at the same time. Everybody comes at the same time, right? And every morning I say good morning to her. She doesn't say nothing, right? And I'm just like this in real life. Like I'm happy, I'm jolly and whatever. And as I see her, good morning, she's like, I'm like, okay. So now I'm making my business to make sure I say good morning every morning. Good morning, how are you? Every single morning. And same thing, she never says anything back. All right. So then this time, um, it the universe aligned. It aligned perfectly. So I dropped off my daughter, and she's coming, and I'm at the door. So I'm like, ooh, perfect time. I'm holding the door for you. Let's see you ignore me there. So I held the door. She was far. Like, she was so far that it could have been the point that I could have left the door and nobody said, that's okay. I'm not going to wait that long. I held the door. Held the door and waited. Good morning. How are you? She's like, good morning. She had to give in. Had to give in. Like, you cannot not say good morning after I hold the door after you're like 30 feet away. So I kicked her butt. Kicked her butt. You're going to say good morning to me.
I love a long game like this, Carlos.
Uh,
Get her.
it's, I do it to everybody. I do it to 7-Eleven dudes. I say good morning. They don't. So how's your day going today? I just start a conversation. Like, no, 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 no. You're alive. You're well. You're here. What are you mad about? You had a rough day. So what? Did you wake up this
When I
morning?
moved to this neighborhood, I moved here about 6 years ago, and I'd be out walking my dog, and I learned that certain neighbors just don't say a word when they walk by. And you could wave at
Mm.
them, and they just keep their head down. Strangest thing. So I had to catalog all these people, kind of like that guy's a no waver. This lady's very friendly.
Yeah, yeah.
I had some people who wouldn't wave to me when I first moved here, and then they started later. And I was like, nah, you're dead to me.
Yeah,
I can go 50 years without waving to you again.
yeah,
You gave me
yeah.
the cold shoulder.
You did not take in the intro welcome. You don't get it now.
That's right. Watch me hold a grudge. It's impressive.
Yeah, I can hold grudges too well, man. I give it easy. Let me. I just. But you're right. There's some people that deserve it. It depends. It depends. But then I get mad easily too. Like, not mad easily, but if I get mad, it's overboard. Like it's too much. I never get mad, but if somebody does something that really grinds the gears, oh boy. What's your birthday month? May. I was born in May. All right. So here's AMD at the VWAP below my entry now. Um, I just don't think there's enough weakness for me to add to this position to go lower. So I just don't trust it that it can do that. But let's see if it gives us a VWAP breakdown. If it gives our strategy, we'll take it. What is Atlas telling me here? Atlas, where are you, buddy? There you are. Okay.
My Nvidia trade is still alive by a wing and a prayer here. It came very close to stopping me out there
Yeah.
at break even for the rest of the shares. So there's 25% of the original position
Mm.
left.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
it's holding there. So the SPY bounced off VWAP essentially. And what do you know? What did Nvidia do when the SPY and the Qs bounced? It bounced too. So that's the day we're having, folks.
Uh, do they know that I'm not a trader? I don't know what they know, but I have no idea what they know. The neighbors around here, they think it's weird that I don't do anything. I'm always home. and I don't think there's a lot of older people here. So a lot of them, you know, not older retired, but older like not younger than I am. So they all go to work. They all take, they all go to the little bus and they wait in the line, the little bus, and they see me take my kids and come back, and you can tell the curious eyes like, "You're home already," or on their day off, I'm always home. Like what's going on here? The cars never move. So yeah, I get those vibes. Uh, let's see here. They are talking about me, right? Ben, AMD's does it to me again. One partial and then doesn't give me any more. It's a good partial. Though. At least you gave us a good partial. All right, I think we'll get out of it. I don't think now it's going to. Uh, now it might break. Jillian, Jillian is cursing at the stocks. What PTR did to you? Oh, you missed it or you did not take it because it looks great.
This is a little uncharacteristic, but I took some more off of Nvidia when it got back to its high a day because
I don't blame you.
I'm not
No, that's
trusting this
good.
day. I'm
Yeah,
feeling
that's
more
good.
double top than I'm feeling more breakout, but we'll see what happens. I still got enough shares left to make some money.
Yeah,
You know, it's for John for what John considers money. So we'll see. But I'd like to add into this, Carlos. Really is what I'd like to do. If I might add on the next 182.50 attempted break and just YOLO from there. My stop would still be break even, but it would just be higher. In
yeah,
fact, I can calculate ahead of time. I got a trading calculator here, so what I can do, built this in a spreadsheet. It's very simple. You can make one yourself, but um, I put in the shares I've got at 181.26. And if I double those shares at 182.50, my average price will be 181.88, which is still pretty good because it'll at least be below the $182 level, which could be helpful to save a trade that pulls back later.
yeah, yeah. AMD. Here we are again at the same level. This 233. What is this? 233.33. And yeah, Atlas is looking more bullish now. Not a bad day, guys. We had some not the easiest day. We had some really good moves, man. Not bad. Not bad, not bad. But this whole week has not been easy. Like we had some really easy weeks. This week has not been the easiest to trade, that's for sure. SPY.
Come on, NVIDIA.
Your TSL long is slowing. Yeah, I think a lot of it's just let's see what this guy does here, right? Everybody's looking at this guy and seeing what he wants to do next. And you could tell my AMD trade is just following this thing. Like it's really not trading on its own right now.
I did a smaller ad than I said. I didn't double my position at 182.50, but
Mm-hmm.
I increased it by 50%. So it's smaller. So that keeps my break even at 181.65, which actually keeps it below PDC, which again could be helpful to protect the trade. So
Yeah,
like
nice,
here's
nice.
what I need. I need the SPY in the queues to go higher. This is just it's just mapping it candle for candle.
Yeah, yeah. Um, mm, mm, mm.
Oh man, it's coming down.
RGTI, RGTI. What do we got? RGTI. Yeah. Are you thinking VWAP breakdown RDTI? Um, I'm looking for a VWAP breakdown. If that's what's in the cards, but I'm not seeing anything setting up like that right now. Look at this sensei nonsense. Got halted to the bottom, halted a couple of times. This was on our list earlier. That's the popcorn ticker. It was going crazy pre-market, and then it's just nothing here. Then this one VHC was another one that also was up pretty big. Also got halted a couple of times to the top side and then down here. I mean, this is tough trading. This is tough trading. Um, I would like in subscribe either to Trading View, DAS. I have IBKR. What do you recommend? So you want to subscribe to what do you want to do first? Let's go there, right? We don't because right now you just gave me a whole bunch of tools and I don't have no idea what you're trying to do, right? So it's like like I told you about my onboarding class. You don't go to Home Depot, pick up a bunch of stuff, then get home, say, okay, here's what we're gonna build. No, you look at what you want to build, make the list, go get the tools that you need, the best tools to build that you want to build, right? So what are you trying to accomplish, and then we can tell you what's the best tools, right? Let's approach it that way. Um,
I feel attacked, Carlos. You just described how I use Home Depot.
that's how my dad does it. My dad goes to Home Depot like 3 times a day. I'm like, pops, you were just there. I mean, like, what are you doing at Home Depot again? Like, oh, like no, man, just make the list of which. But he loves going there. It's his thing. He loves going there, walking the aisle, smelling the wood. I don't know what he's doing in there, but he loves it. Oh man, more help for day trading. Okay, so you looking to? I'm assuming you're looking to actively day trade like the way me, John, Andrew, Peter, right? So if I assume that, um, you don't need too many tools. I think uh, less is more, right? Get a couple of things and just focus on those. First of all, you don't want to get DAS right now. If you're starting out brand new, don't get DAS yet. Eventually, you can grow to that, but DAS is $150 a month, right? That's going to be expensive. So, I'm obviously biased to trading terminal because of the stuff you're going to get there. But don't take my word for it. Talk to other people in here in chat that are not biased as I am. You're going to get Atlas, you're going to get scanners, you're going to get replay, you're going to get a simulator, right, to get you started. Plus educational material. That's all going to cost you $99 a month, right? You really can't beat that. So for learning purpose, I think Trading Terminal is going to be the thing where um, people go to learn. Once you graduate from there, you can go to get whatever tools you feel are going to give you the best outcome. If you want to trade like us, Dash Trader Pro is a good one, right? We're not married to Dash Trader Pro, right? There's other tools out there. Some people trade with Thinkorswim or Schwab, right? So we'll be straightforward with you. But I think the start for education is what we want to be the best at is tradingterminal.com, right? And all you're going to get there. And then from there, keep coming here to showing up in the chat room, learning from us, seeing different type of trades. And then slowly you build to, okay, now you need a professional platform like a Dash Trader Pro. You graduate to that, right? Um, Even if you're looking to trade live account, all right, AMD is gonna stop me out here. Ooh, things are rocking, baby. So I'm out of
I got
AMD.
long Tesla, Carlos, at
Oh
181.65.
hold on. I just
No
screwed
one,
up.
I'm sorry. I'm reading the wrong price. I got long Tesla at 434.74. What am I talking about?
Damn, I just messed up here. I'm gonna give all the profits back. Wow, it's the second time I do this in a matter of 30 days, man. I hit the sell button on the long instead of the cover on the short. It doesn't add much, but it's not what I wanted to do. I'm hoping for a drop so I can just get out and not add this additional loss to my already planned trade.
Throwing a hard stop on Tesla at break even. Um, so
Nice.
this
And
either run
which one was the other one that you added to?
added. Oh, geez, it's working. I added to Having a good morning all of a sudden. I added to Nvidia, so I got to watch both.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I got two
Nice.
trades. They're both stop at break even. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna I'm selling all that Tesla right there, and I'm taking that profit.
Mm-hmm,
That
mm-hmm.
that'll work. That might run more, but I can't focus on both of these, so I'm just gonna take that money. And now I'm going back to
Nice.
Nvidia. Hopefully, I didn't ditch the wrong horse here.
I hate doing that.
But oh that no,
I'll bail
that was
on this. Oh man, I gave some of the profit back on that crap. It's my mistake too. I hit the wrong button. Jeez. It's all good. It's all good.
all right. Come on, Nvidia. Partial on Nvidia at 182.95, just below the dollar level. Readjusting my position or my stop, so it's the right
Uh,
position size. Stops at break even, still in Nvidia at 181.65.
uh, so nice man. This is a beautiful day for you, man. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
no, it's suddenly got nice. Yeah. It shows how long, I mean, you don't have to jump into the market too early. So my first trade was on PLTR at what time was that? That was actually at did I take it that early? That was not
Yeah, it
9:34.
was it was early,
Yeah.
but you got out really quick. I mean, it was a quick stop,
Yeah, that
right?
was a
Yeah,
19-second trade. Yeah. But that's the one that didn't work. Then Nvidia works. That's a 9:48 trade. So that's waiting 18 minutes after the market opens. And then that Tesla trade worked great. And that is at 10:11. So that's 41 minutes after the market opens. So it's a waiting game, folks. I'll tell you. And if you
yeah,
come here and
yeah,
you watch people posting, I'm making money, I'm doing good, and you start to feel like you're missing out, don't feel that way. Just
yeah.
stick to what you're trying to accomplish here
Patience.
every day.
Yeah, patience, patience. Question here: how much is what's trading terminal? I'm using TWS and it's really clunky. Yeah, TWS. There's some people that love it. I tried it. I did a whole video on it, how to make it look more like Dash Trader Pro. For those people that really want to use it, so that's available on YouTube. Actually, one of the videos that has the most views I've done has tons of views. But I guess people search how to use that platform. I don't like it, man. I don't like. I find it clunky. I find it difficult. I'm not a fan. For day trading, I'm not a fan. Swing trading, if you're doing swing trading investment, you can use whatever you want. You can use Robinhood for all I care. It doesn't really matter. But for day trading, you need the right tools, right? So, but again, it all depends where you're at in your learning, right? If you're new trading terminal, right? If you're past the new stages, now you can look into more of a Dash Trader Pro, more of a professional platform, right? You're gonna pay for it, but you pay for what you get. Strongly believe that. Um, so it depends for where you are. I think a lot of people with trading terminal can get started, and then from there, what I see the progression to be is, if you never traded live with real money, then you go down to the funded account. Put some skin in the game. We gotta do a little chart. We have a chart. We have to have a chart like here's the stage, learning, trading, terminal fund. Then once you do that, then funded account. Then once you do that, transitioning to a DAS pay with your money account. Right? You gotta boom, boom, boom. Do these stages first, and in that order. So I'm telling you, man, and John, probably the same for you. When we started, we didn't have all of this stuff. This is pretty cool if you're getting into trading now that you can kind of have steps to follow, um, and hopefully you're disciplined enough to follow them. That's the problem. We're providing really great steps on a roadmap, but the discipline it's a tough one, right?
Yeah. Question from Mike in the chat: does boot camp come with a funded account? It does. Uh, but I would caution you to not make boot camp about that. Like, don't let that account get in your head that you could make money during boot camp because it tends to distract people from what they're supposed to be there doing. But yeah, you do get a funded account with boot camp.
Yeah, yeah. What is your view on Interactive Brokers? Interactive Brokers is great. Like I use Interactive Brokers. That's my broker. They're awesome. TWS, like I mentioned, I'm just not a big fan of it. I know I could save a couple of dollars Doesn't really matter now, but when you're starting out and you're not making money, right? You're losing money. You know, that extra 150 is just kind of like hurts. Okay, so I get that because I went through it. So, but I stuck with it, stuck with the 150, and it made sense now. And I tried trading with like um TD Ameritrade. I tried doing like a 5 minute ORB on that thing. Try doing a 5 minute ORB on TD Ameritrade. Well, it's not TD Ameritrade anymore. It's Thinkorswim. Let me know how that goes. Ooh, look at this wick on Amazon. What is this? I mean, I'm sorry, on AMD. Just popped up out of nowhere. Bam.
Oh yeah,
229.
look at that.
The level where
Was that real
I was
though?
looking to get to. Nah, it's just some transactions probably. The price didn't go down there for sure. That didn't happen. Um, Martin, yes, that's the problem. DAS is so good. So once you start using DAS, and you try to use other platforms, you're like, it's tough. It really sets the bar really high when they're able to do the executions. Just the simplestness of it is really nice. It's really nice. And I'm surprised it hasn't been many other platforms trying to emulate what these guys are doing, right? Because people like to copy something and throw their thing on as well. But people know Dash is the king, man. Even like you got stuff like Centerpoint, other companies, what they use is just rebrand Dash, right? It's just Dash rebranded. So Dash is still running the background with a different name on it. So it's like Centerpoint does that. There's some other brokers that do that, right? They just go with Dash. So and they handle the
Tesla's
brokerage
up
part of
to
it.
previous day high on Tesla. That's going to be an
Oh
interesting
my
level.
goodness, this is
Actually, if you
lovely.
look on a daily on Tesla,
Yeah.
Carlos, look at all the resistance up around 440. It's pretty
Yeah, this is
clear.
so we talked about earlier, right? This level here, this is the one that they kind of been just hanging out at. Here's the other one. This is a very clear level. Do we break it today? We got the momentum. Definitely got the momentum today. Um,
Do we break it? Is it that kind of day?
right.
It's a good looking daily candle. Covers a lot of that range it's been
So,
in.
so, so very clean daily. Very clean.
I obviously ditched the wrong horse when I got out of Tesla. I can't regret that too much, but c'est la vie.
So John, question for you. What was your strategy for Nvidia? Um, so if you could break that down.
Yeah, it's a simple high a day break. So you're looking to take a strong candle pattern uh, up into the high a
John,
day.
do you have a screen? You want to share your screen?
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
it
I
easy
can
to
do
do?
that.
Yeah. I could try to bring you in
Uh,
on Peter's setup. Let's see. I got it up. Let's see, get that going here.
how do I gotta go to Zoom and do that? Obviously.
Yeah, zoom and just hit share screen.
Uh, share screen more. Oh, there it is.
Uh, Doug, that's a good question, and John has tons of videos on these too, right? On the Hive Day breakout. At Bear Traders, I think you might have some in Train Terminal as well. To really go into all the details, right? So yeah, we can share where those are at.
Hold on. I'm trying to figure out. This
Yeah,
is
it's tricky with Zoom. The menu is much different than.
it's letting me share like any window in DOS. It's kind of weird as opposed to a monitor. Why is it doing?
Yeah,
It's even letting me show
you
like
should be able to do a monitor. It's just funky the way you might have to like drop down or something. See if you have that.
It's just the previews don't look like any of my monitors. Well, one
Yeah.
of them does, and the other two don't. Is it this one? Let's try this. Do you see us? Am I sharing something now, Carlos?
I see NVIDIA chart you just moved. Yeah, I think this. Yeah, I'll show you
Okay, that's it. It's weird. The preview didn't look like the monitor, so I was getting confused.
here. Yep, I got it.
Oh yeah, so there it is. So yeah, the strategy, you're just looking for a strong candle move up into the high of day, backed by some volume. And I'll be honest, the volume didn't come in quite like I wanted, but you see this little uptick in volume here. This volume bar is actually the highest volume bar since the open. So the opening volume bar is always very, very high, right? All that settling volume, and then it quickly falls off. So you're looking for an uptick right at the end, right into the push. And that would be this volume bar right here on this last candle, this that makes up what I would consider a four candle push up into the high of day. You notice I took it a bit earlier though, because the actual high of day was up here around 181.45. I took it about 20 cents below that. Because at this time of day, this early and like around the first 15 minutes, you can be a little dirtier, I would like to say. I don't like to use that term, but it's true, but you can get in a little bit early and catch the momentum. As the day goes on, you got to be a little more precise about your entries and kind of play off liquidity breaks and things like that. But you don't need to do it as much early in the morning. And after this entry, it was a matter of like getting up to somewhere where it's worthy of taking some money. So, I mean, I don't put a lot of levels on my screen. I don't like them. So I don't have Camarilla levels. I don't have Fibonacci levels. I don't have any moving averages. I want to make the money I'm supposed to be making on the trade. I don't want to be scared out of profit taking by levels because the price is going to reject and run from all kinds of places. And sometimes it's going to be because of a level and sometimes it's not. But if you have 36 levels on your chart, it's going to look like it always obeyed something. You're going to
Yeah,
make up a story to
it's gonna
yourself in
hit
your head.
something eventually.
Right. So my thing is I just don't put them on there and I just go pure profit. Like, am I making the money I want to make or not? And up here above, this is PDC, that level we've been talking about, this black dotted line in DOS. And up above there, it was worthy of taking some money. It pulled back. I barely survived this because my stop was at break even at 181.26. This looks like it came down to about 181.31. Crazy to be saved by that much because it was a hard stop. It would have got me out 5 cents below that. That bounced. I took some more off at the new high a day because I actually didn't think this day felt like it had legs. So I took some more money there. Then it pulled back and started to make a nice little run. And I thought, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to add here. So I added 50% to my position. And that moved my break even to 181.67, I think, which is it's below PDC, which is nice. And actually, it worked out perfectly because keeping my break even stop below PDC gives me some protection. And you can see as I entered, it immediately did not work at all. And it pulled back and it pulled back. But look at the level it held right on that black dotted line. It held PDC exactly. So my new break even stop at 181.67 was protected. Then it made a run. I took some off at 183 because it's a dollar level. And now we're breaking through yesterday's high. We're up at 181.43. And honestly, I need to check my profit right now. I need more. I don't have a lot of shares left. So I need either to add shares again or I need this to run to maybe like 184 to take any more money. So now we're doing the hopes and prayers method. The little prayer hands emoji. Throw up your prayer hands and just hope for the best. We'll see what happens. The market looks flat and struggling. Nvidia's at yesterday's high, which is a tough level. So if it starts to break away from it, that's a very bullish sign. It's leaving yesterday in the dust. But right now it hasn't quite done that yet. But I actually have a whole PDF document here, and I update this every so often because I get more trades. But let me share this with you real quick. Oh, that's not it. Where is it? Keep grabbing the wrong window. Stop doing that.
Mm.
There it is. Okay. So this is 108 examples of high day break trades, which I update every so often. These first ones go back to 2024, and then They go into 2025 until we get to some of the more recent ones. Like the most recent one I've taken a screenshot of was from Wednesday. This is a high day break on Google. Um, so I update this every so often, but I send these trades to Eamon, who you guys may not know
Yeah.
here on YouTube,
Yep.
but he's one of the guys that works with us. And he puts it all onto bearabletraders.com. So if we go to members home, if you're a Bearable Traders member, and go to the education center and then go to strategies, this one here, high day breakout, if you click on that, it'll take you through. It's got a 5 minute video on the high day break. And then it's got two more webinars, like recent webinars, which are like an hour plus long on how to trade it. Then there's a trade book here, this PDF document, which you can download, which is like a Word document that'll go into the strategy some more. These are the slides from this 5 minute presentation, I think. But this is the setup practice. So if you click setup practice, it takes you through these trades like OKLO on October 10th at 9:58, AMD on October 9th at 9:44, NVIDIA on September 25th at 10:01. You can go into replay in Trading Terminal and you can replay those trades and see how they worked out. So it's a really nice packaging of strategies here. Um, if you
Yeah.
happen to be a
Yeah.
Variable Traders member.
It is pretty sweet, man.
And if you're a member, I share that whole document of all the PDF of all those trades. I share that on the chat room, our trading chat room every day.
Things are just rocking, rocking. Um, yeah, guys, check it out. Tons of stuff. No, I'm out of AMD. I'm out. I'm out of AMD. I got in partial here at 229. That was good. We were very patient for this thing. And then here, hockey error, man. I don't know what it is with this hockey error thing. It's like the second time or maybe third time this week. So I just added a little bit, and then I just built. I was hoping that I could get back so I don't have to take this loss. It was not a full size. When you sell on the long short key, it adds a little bit of shares. So that's what happens. So yeah, so that's so we gave a lot of the profits back. Unfortunately, we still like barely green, but we gave a lot back here. Not cool. Not cool. All right, let's see. Looks like it wants to go back down, but I'm not gonna touch it. Not that it looks like it wants to get back to VIA. What's the SPY doing? Look at the SPY. The SPY is our friend today. It's pulling back a little bit. But notice how different AMD looks compared to like a Tesla or Nvidia. These things are moving really well. AMD is like not trying to go above the previous day close as much. So uh, I don't know if Peter would have considered this a double mountain pass. Pretty close though. Pretty close. How long was your process before settling in your strategy? Well, 5 minute RB I've been doing forever. The VWAP breakout I started doing not so long ago, like a lot this year, a lot more this year, but I wasn't trading as much as in the past. So the ORB, man, I've been trading this thing since 2017, the 5 minute ORB, and it goes through stages. Like it goes through stages where it does trade very well, and then it goes through a season where it's just like you can't pay someone to trade a good 5 minute ORB. So you got to be comfortable with that. So a lot of our new traders, they want to trade the 5 minute ORB because they want to be done early and go about their day. But if you catch in a stretch where it's not good, it frustrates the crap out of them because they're just sitting and waiting, and that's what it is. Got to sit and wait. So But it's a really good strategy 'cause it's so well defined on what you need to do. And pushes people, especially new traders, to wait 5 minutes. Gotta wait the 5 minutes. Like AMD. AMD today was a great 5 minute ORB. Like this, I know it's messy here, but this is a beautiful 5 minute ORB, right? Here's our range. Here's the breakdown we got in. Yes, we had a hold to the pullback, but then it came back down and just destroyed it here. Beautiful. And the 5 minute, because when I look at the 5 minute ORB, I look at the 5 minute as well. Here's your range. I could have had a better entry up here, but just beautiful drop, right? And usually by here, I'm taking a partial. This time we got a very nice drop. But normally here, when we break the low, you're here, I take a partial. But this time we were very patient with this beautiful drop there. So yeah, VO strategy is really good. It's really good. I like it. And John's strategy at the high of day, it's another one where you gotta be patient. You gotta sit and wait. And today, John is treating you well. But there's days I'm sure that they just don't get your alerts. So just gotta be patient. All right. Let's see if anything's coming up here. What did Oklo do? I know a lot of people were looking at Oklo. Oh, Rigetti. That is uh not the cleanest VWAP breakout. No, it's not that clean actually. Now that I'm looking at the turn of events, down, back up, this pullback is too deep, and then you're not gonna get in here. That's not clean for the way I like to trade it. So not great there. Can the 5 minute ORB be used multiple times in a day? Yeah, up to an hour. Up to an hour. So we're past that point now. Usually at this point, usually 5 day breakouts. You find other strategies that are a little bit better. If it's been stuck in the 5 minute range, let me show you this one here actually. If it's been stuck, here's your 5 minute range on Rigetti, for example, right? Let's say it was stuck in here. Up to an hour, you can get breakouts, right? Can you take it multiple times? Yeah. Like let's say you could took a breakout here, came back, and then took another breakout there. Let's say that continued. That's 2 5 minute ORB. So it can happen multiple times or break down, right? Sometimes it breaks up. You take some out, then it comes back into that 5 minute range, right? Because you still got your
Good
five
morning,
minute range
everybody.
there. Hey, good
Good
morning,
morning.
and it could break towards the bottom. All right. Excellent. Good morning, Andrew. How are you? Let's get
I
in the
am
chat.
good. I had a pretty good day, so you can launch it into the chat room as well.
Yeah. One
Um,
second.
sorry, wait,
Oh,
sorry about that. Oops. Sorry, sorry.
oh, oh, good. Oh, good.
Uh,
And
fix it,
yep,
fix it.
there it is.
Good morning, everybody in YouTube and in chat room.
All right.
That was a great trading day I had. Um, so the situation looks pretty good. Yesterday it was really choppy, but today we had so many trades. I took a lot of scalps, NVIDIA, Intel, CRML, and they were all really profitable. So really nice. And the only position that I have is Intel, which is now actually coming back to my break even. And this is important to know, guys. When you are where's the Intel? So when you start partialing, you always have to bring your stop loss back to break even. So I look at it when it's becoming red, you get out of it. So always the break even stop loss is very, very important. How was your trading day, guys?
John had an amazing day, John.
What did you trade, John?
I
Which
got a good breakout on Nvidia and a scalpy one on Tesla, which shouldn't have been as scalpy, but I sold it to focus on Nvidia.
Yeah, Tesla was amazing. Tesla was really amazing. I don't know exactly what happened, but it's just really nice rip. Yeah, market access was really great. Still, I think it's great for making these decisions and getting to the levels. It was a little bit of issue at the open. I don't know exactly what happened, but we're going to look into that. Uh,
Uh, the question from Kumar on here says they're a premium member of Trading Terminal. Are they able to access the Bearable Traders content I was showing? You're not, Kumar, but there's a new webinar series coming out just on my strategy here shortly on Trading Terminal. So wait for that because actually the document I shared with the 108 examples is going to be there as part of that series of videos. It'll be like a downloadable piece of content additionally. And you get 2.5 hours of high a day break talk. So that's a lot. That's the most I've
Mexican market
ever put
update,
together.
S&P futures down 2, the Dow futures down up 54, the Nasdaq is down 5, crude is down 5 cents now at $56.93, natural gas up 5 cents at 2.
Sorry, guys. I was
Yeah.
losing gosh.
And keep in mind, guys, that just for to answer that too, there is a when you're part of Train Terminal, you have Academy too, right? Don't forget about this one over here. If you click on here, you're gonna have access to a bunch of educational stuff. And John, I think you have something here. I think you have an education course that's available at trainterminal.com of breakouts, right? So keep that in mind that that is also available to you there.
Yeah, Carlos, your microphone is a little bit laggy. It was so I don't know, breaking. But yeah, so Trading Terminal Academy is really nice, and we're actually launching new courses every month on that. So for the people who are not part of the BBT, surprisingly, we did run an experiment on Trading Terminal. I assume that everybody is part of Trading Terminal is actually part of BBT because we are not marketing it anywhere. There's no other way to find Trading Terminal. We did run the numbers, and actually 50% of the people who are using Trading Terminal, they're not member of BBT and PCT, or at least they didn't use the same email, which was really surprising for me. That where is this 50 people coming from? Because we really don't market it, don't have any other source of introduction to Trading Terminal. So yeah, so a lot of all the materials in Academy, all the courses that we're launching is already in the BBT Elite program. But if you're not part of the BBT, the Trading Terminal Academy courses should be comprehensive enough for you to use our tools.
Yeah, Carlos, you're right. There is a how to trade breakout series of videos, and I am lesson 4 on that. So there's a 90-minute webinar on high day breaks there. So that's already there, and then the larger course will be put up soon, I think. It's quite the miserable sell-off here, isn't it?
Yeah, what was that about? What was that reap? What was that sell-off? Nvidia really selling off. Rigetti was nice. We did take a really nice trade on Rigetti as well. The RAB is dropping significantly. Intel moved significantly down. So IWM is selling off again. The regional banks apparently have some issues, the small banks. So IWM has a lot of these small regional banks in there. So that one is selling off. But it's like, even in the look at the chart in the grand scheme of things, it's just, you can't even say the pullback. SPY is holding up very nicely. What a rally on a SPY, though. What a rally in the last 6 months.
You and me both.
Sorry, what?
I just said you and me both, Andrew.
Uh, I owe you both?
No, you and me both are hoping for a rally here.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, everybody's hoping for a rally. I don't think every morning this is please rally.
Peter's not. Peter has a giant short position he's not telling us about.
Really, Peter is so always think that the universe is ending. Uh, I see, where is he? You see his daughter's PhD, yes? Defense.
She is doing her PhD defense this morning, yeah, and
Nice.
it's in vitro investigations of conventional and robotic assisted total knee arthroplasty.
Ooh, that's I didn't understand even a single word on that, and I already have a PhD. All right, so let's get into some questions. Do we have any question, guys?
Do you know what PhD stands for, Andrew?
Hmm, not the one that you have in mind.
Piled higher, deeper.
Exactly, that's good.
That's what my professors told me.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good skill, though. I really like what I have right now in life is coming from the skills that I learned in PhD, and the skill is how to be a researcher. If you are given an unknown topic, how to start from scratch, doing the literature review, familiar yourself with it, how to systematically break down the question and solve the question in the sequence, and how to actually defend your solution. And this is the most important part that people are, that is the situation. But now that I see that was a great skill, and it's not the only way that obviously you can find this skill, but structurally you learn how to day trade for a living was exactly my dissertation. That's my PhD in trading. I started an unknown topic. I learn it, I systematically break it down, and then I publish my results in my first version of my book. And that's why I have this scholarship in UBC that I'm giving it to students every year that show curiosity beyond their own field of research. That's exactly what I did, and I want to actually promote that. I was just in my alma mater, UBC, a few days ago to see them, and want to expand the award every year for the people who, you know, understand that the PhD is not about this problem that you're solving in the university, but it's about the person that you're creating.
Very true. Very true. I
Um,
think I had to defend a master's thesis in front of my committee, and I could present very, very well, especially compared to the students around. I was like 32 when I was in grad school, and I think my committee just appreciated that I could speak, even though my thesis was pretty much crap. But that's why I think they gave me the go.
No, it's not about, again, it's not about the result of findings. When I was a PhD, I was really trying to solve the world problem. Like electric cars and fuel cells. I said, okay, this is it. If I don't do it, Florida is going to go under the water. Like I was really into the character that to solve the problem. And then one time I went to a conference and there was a guy from industry, really nice presenter. He presented an amazing paper. And then after that, I was just blown away by that. And I went to him. He was working for Mercedes-Benz and Ford Research Center. And then I went to him. Do you guys read our papers? He said, no, not really. I said, well, why are we doing this then? He said, the job of the university is to train researcher for us. And then when you come out as a trained researcher, we give you everything, the new topic and material and things, and you actually start solving a problem that has an impact. And that really stuck with me. And funny that I ended up working with the same guy at AFCC, and we both got fired at the same time. So it was really funny because they were shutting down the center in waves. But it really stuck with me that thing that okay, the job is not to solve the problem. The job is to become a trainer, and everything, guys, is about investing in yourself. Even trading, you come here, you lose money, that's okay. But what did you get out of it? Did you work on your discipline? Did you try to change your habit for this, waking up a little bit early in the morning, trying to be disciplined, trying to separate noise from the fact, and be patient? Did you learn something from it? That's okay if you move on, but let that experience to be super important for you to get something out of it. You probably lose some money and time in there, but grow as a person, and that's very important. So, John, what does discipline mean in trading from your perspective? That's a question from YouTube, and I think you, as a military person, probably have the best answer in that.
I think to succeed in this, I'll tell you what we tell people in boot camp 3 times a year. And what's essentially the core of the curriculum is that we believe a trader only needs one edge in the market, one strategy. And you got to figure out what your strategy can be. And there could be another thing, a number of strategies that could be yours, but I truly believe you'll be the best trader you can be if you pick one that works for you and you relentlessly follow it day to day to day to day. And if it's there on a certain day, then you take it. And if it's not, then you don't. But that's your trading life. And you don't trick yourself into thinking that you're a 1 minute ORB trader, then you're a 5 minute ORB trader, then you're a morning reversal trader, and then you're an afternoon reversal trader or something, and that you have all these different tools in your tool chest that you can take advantage of any kind of market, because I think that's very naive. I really don't think that's where you're going to find your profitability in trading. It's to relentlessly focus on one thing you can do well and just make it better and better and scale up as you become more comfortable, and then you can make even more money doing that one thing over and over. So to me, the discipline is admitting that that's the way forward and then doing it and coming to your trading desk every morning with an identity. That's what I do. I come here, and you might have heard me in the pre-market show with Carlos. I am the most boring person to have on the pre-market show because Carlos is like, John, what are you looking at today? And it's never going to be the crazy pharmaceutical stock. Probably, I'm just trading the same stocks I like to trade, Nvidia and Tesla, the ones I made money on today. And I'm going to do just the thing that I came to do. And I tell myself every morning, you're here to be a high day break trader. That's what you do well. That's where your particular opportunity is, and that's what I'm going to do. And I have to filter out the chat room because Andrew might make money in the first 2 minutes, and Brian might make money in the first 2 minutes, and you just have to start to feel um, happy for others that have accomplished something in the morning or during the trading day for themselves. Great, but not to feel bad that you didn't get this opportunity, which was never yours in the first place. It was never your high opportunity or high probability setup, and you just wait patiently, maintaining your identity and working on the thing that you're good at. And if at first you're not good at that thing, and why would you be? You're not going to be at first. Trust in screen time, trust in putting in the days, weeks, and months that it's going to take, that you will get better. But you're not going to get better if you continually switch strategies, and you will feel frustrated. Trust me, your first 50 trades trying to trade 5 minute ORBs, you're going to be frustrated. It's not, you're going to have winners and losers, and maybe probably more losers than winners as you try to figure out your risk management and your psychology and whatnot. But don't worry about it. Don't worry about the first 50 trades. Don't worry about the first 100 trades, but you're going to get into it pretty quick. If you stick with it for 3 months, 4 months, you're going to have 200 trades, 300 trades, 400 trades under your belt, and it's going to start coming together. The charts are going to read easier to you. You're going to have better intuition. You're going to have better hard rules, and you'll start to see the result. But you have to stick with that thing for a long time, and you'd be surprised how fast you can build up trades. So if you say you were trading my strategy, I'm not saying it's for everybody. It's definitely not, but you'll see a good 3 high day breaks a day to take. I've taken 3 today. Um, if you can average 3 a day, then you'll get about 60 trades a month, which means in a quarter, you'll get about 180 trades. And in 6 months, you'll get probably close to 400 trades. And then you start to build the data set that builds the intuition and the screen time and all that. That's what it's going to take. But I'm telling you, if you keep coming here every day and mashing keys and just trying to like mirror trade people and listening to stock twits and what's on Twitter and all this stuff and just getting biased ideas in the morning, it's just going to be a disaster. And I hate to see that, you know. So I've worked with, at this point, we've had about 1,200 people come through boot camp at this point, I think, Andrew.
Yeah.
And because we've always been divided into 4 groups, I've worked personally with a quarter of those people and more loosely with the other, 1,000. Um, I've seen what good traders do. They are strategy focused. Every time I see one truly succeeding, they have one way of trading. They come here every day with their identity and they go after that one thing and they make it better. So that's what I think discipline is.
Yeah, I was thinking about the fact that like integrity in life is also similar to that. Like you have certain rules in life that you live by, and you don't cross some of the things. Even if the society puts the pressure, a group of friends, ask you or encourage you to do something. The people who have integrity are they don't do that. Like they have certain values, certain rules that they never cross. And that's a character like a lot of people like that I know they have a very good integrity, but bring that concept in your trading as well. Like you don't get distracted by these noisy things or Andrew and stuff, and you have the integrity to not cross the line, to do not take a trade that you don't have the trade book. Like for example, some people never steal. Like one of the rules that I live by in life that I don't take money from other people because I started from zero. I can make it, and money is really mean nothing to me, and that's a rule that I never cross. So if you deal with me, I never steal from you. And same thing, same integrity has to come. Bring it into your trading and practice on it. You should be shamed if you chase a trade or chase other people or get distracted by the vibe of the. You should be ashamed. This the way that you, for example, oh, I cheated to my wife or I stole money. It's that shame and embarrassment in life values when you cross should be in the trading as well. Um, that is something that I can really relate to. Like, and people who come from military, like you, Mike. And Dwayne, I think your career is based on, serving something important, sticking to chain of command and, rules and stuff. So these are really valued deep in your, morals.
Yeah, people mention the military thing a lot, and people assume wrongfully, actually, that me or Mike walked into this or Dwayne walked into this like not going to ever like not obey our stop or not going to ever not take too big of positions. I've made all the mistakes in day trading, all the embarrassing ones. I've made them multiple times. So it doesn't get you out of that, unfortunately. But the idea that I can come here every morning and do the exact same thing, you just show up, it's another day, it's more high day breaks. It's another day, it's more high day breaks. Perhaps some of that does go back to that lifestyle, I guess, but I don't know. I mean, plenty of people show up for another job for 30 years and do the same thing and are kind of content to know that in doing that every day for 30 years, they're doing something worthwhile and they're good at it, so it's not just a military thing. But I don't know.
The consequence is right now the consequence of trading. Like a lot of people go to work and they don't pay attention. They don't, stick to the rules and stuff. The consequence is very low. Like you can get away with so many things. But in trading,
Oh, hold on.
it's
Let me
very
just pull up
difficult to get
BBT.
away with bad discipline.
Yeah, true.
Check this out real quick.
So who's here? Who's saying something? Thor, oh, you're here. Are you in
Hi.
Florida, Thor? Yes, you do have a presentation.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm in Florida.
Nice. No. I mean for the money show. Yes.
Yep.
You're
Yep.
always in Florida. Good. So when is your talk?
It is just afternoon actually, like 12:45.
Oh, you're home, though. Oh, it's because you live close by to Orlando. Yeah.
A couple hours drive. So I'm driving out here in a couple of hours. I'm going to drive out there and hang out for the night. We've got 4 or 5 BBT traders are all coming in. We're all renting like a VRBO that we're crashing there and we're going to have a good time.
Oh, nice. Amazing.
Oh, let's
Yeah.
go.
Wow.
Sorry, in P Capital, Andrew, we got a short on the QQQ right off of the top of the day, right at our call today. So we like had this perfect short on the market today from the high. I'm actually short in Q right now, full size contracts, and I'm still holding one of my contracts. So it's turning out to be a good Friday here to close out the week.
Well done. All right. So I wish you a really good presentation. I'm sure it's going to be amazing in Money Show. If you're in Orlando area, guys, make sure that's to check out Thor's. And I'm going to hand it over. Thank you, John, for the discussion, and thank you for covering for Pierre. And it's always a pleasure really talking to you. And I know we joke a lot about the Tesla, which I think you're wrong, but
We'll see.
it was great.
Yeah, thanks for
So,
having me here today, YouTube. It was fun. Appreciate it.
of course, thank you so much. And you seem that you have a cold, so get some hard fluid in your body.
Yeah,
Like,
will do.
yeah, cheers.
Cheers. I know a couple people that are rocking the colds, so you know, I think it's that time.
Yeah, it's the time of the year. Hey, Thor, before you get going, I just want to give out our books. Right, we got some books we want to give out. I know Andrew gave me a new list to give out. So guys, put hashtag BBT for Lambos and Garbage Truck members. We're gonna give out 5 audio books, and we'll get that going. In the meantime, Thor, you want to share your screen? I can.
Yeah,
We
let me
can make
get
sure
it up.
that's working before we get
It's
out of
doing
here.
it's doing its no share, but I want everyone to see this sweet short I'm in right now, man. This is so turning out to be a good Friday.
Bring that bad boy up. We're gonna look at that. All right, so hashtag BBT friends, and we're gonna pick 5 winners, and we're gonna do this every day. We're gonna be back to doing it every day. So if you want to join Lambos and Garbage Truck, you can, and get access to this and a bunch of other stuff. All right, so here it is. This is the first one. Is going to be Shahid Care. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Congrats. Second is going to be RIP Gaming. Congratulations to you, my friend. Nicola Balada. Congrats. 2 more here. Is going to be Jay Drex. And last but not least, look at you, Mike. Our good buddy Mike. Always in chat, hanging out there. So, guys, email me, Carlos@barewoodtraders.com. So, Carlos@barewoodtraders.com. I'll get you your link to access those ebooks. And if you've been waiting for a link, I have fresh ones that Andrew gave me, so I'll send those out to you later today. So take care, guys.
Brilliant. Well, everybody, so thumbs up. Thank you, Carlos, for the free stuff, and not forgetting how much we like the free stuff. So we appreciate you. So
you know what people really like eventually is they love your session, man. They love your giveaway session. So maybe once a month we could do that. I'm like,
it's gonna happen.
Gonna do another one. I'm like,
it's
I just
gonna
give you
happen.
Free books.
Actually, next Wednesday, I'm gonna give away a Dr. V session. So
awesome.
so be ready for that one, everybody. So but I am going to give away another one with me also. So as y'all can see, I am short all kinds of NQ right now, and I am having what might be a pretty stellar day. Now I took 2 contracts of NQ, so risking around $300. So it really was not a very aggressive risk, right? So, and my first profit target out was at about 5 to 1 already, just on the 1 contract, right? So I already made around 1,500, 200, between 1,500 and 2,000 on just this. And as you can see, I've moved about twice as far now with 1 contract. So you can kind of see where I'm at right now. So now for me, since I've already hit my day's goal, right, this is a moment to kind of just see what happens. Now it's going to be triggering a little bit, right? Because I could give this trade back, right? I'm up really good right now. But these are those opportunities where you kind of got to give yourself a chance. Like we went all the way to the high of day, and like, what are the chances we can come all the way back? Like maybe it happens, right? So no, this one I'm going to just leave in right here, right? Because I think we're going to complete this transitionary movement, and R3 short has an S4 target. So I think we can make this move. So we were in P Capital this morning, and we were watching this thing as it rallied up and it found R3. And I was telling everybody, I'm like, I love this trade today. This is the trade we identified in the morning we wanted. So it took a while to wait for it to get into position, but you can see this is why sometimes waiting and just being a little bit patient. Now this was a lovely S3 buy as well, but since we're in a more of a selling day, being in a lower, wider range, I really wanted to wait till we got up, into the selling range, because this movement down should be a little bit easier than the movement back up. So we're going to do this thing. So we'll see what happens. So we're going to have some fun. That's for sure. Hey, thanks, Spunky. So I appreciate it. I'm glad you like. So one of the things I actually realized in my trading journey was this is a little humble moment, if I can throw out. I kind of suck at reading price action. Like I can read volume, right? Like I can kind of tell you like more or less kind of like, but like I can't do like Paris and Andrew and like and Brian, Profit of Profit. You know what I mean? They're so good at reading price action. You know what I mean? So it makes them amazing at momentum trading. But I actually found that I'm not very that good at it, right? What I'm really good at is doing nothing. Finally, I always knew all of the couch sitting would pay off one day. No, I'm kidding. No, you know, what I found out is what I'm really good is isolating areas of premium, isolating areas of discount, and then letting it roll. You know what I mean? So, but it's a different way of trading that a lot of people, you know, that you're gonna have to get used to, right? Because if you're a momentum trader, you're not gonna like really enjoy this as early. Like it's going to take a while to get used to it, but I can assure you, at least from in my humble opinion, there's no better way to make more money with the least amount of risk, right? I take very controlled I control take very controlled entry, right? I have very tight very controlled stops, very controlled risk. And I go for, I mean, really reasonable profit. I mean, if I hit this profit target on the, I've already hit my target on the risk itself, right? So everything on top of that right now is just butter, right? I trade the front month, whatever's the front month, yeah. So, but it's not an option; it's a future. So, but so they are trading at a little bit of premium, but so like I'm trading a particular contract, so I'm trading the Z contract. So that's our December contracts. Nicola, what did you win? Email Carlos. I just saw that. I do also trade ES, but right now I'm only in NQ. This is going to be like kind of a moment of truth though, because you can see here we've started to buy. So it's not like, we are actually getting some buying here. So we're moving up fairly well. And we're back into, this is CP, so this is basically previous day's close. So this is kind of like a re-offer of previous day's close. I really don't want them to buy the previous day's close and pre-market high. That would be a pretty sketchy sign. So this should reject here and we should move lower. Nice, Joe W. I'm happy to hear that. You know what I mean? It's once you get to understand the concept of the cams and how they're calculated and how they work, it's very enjoyable. Right? One of the things I liked so much about this trade today was we knew it was coming, but you can tell I didn't enter it till I had a signal. Right? So once my alert came out, this had me look at it. When I looked at it, I was like, "Oh man, this looks beautiful." So once I saw the price absorbing here, right, I went ahead and went short and threw my stop above R3. So I didn't have to risk very much money on this one. Absolutely, coach. So my do you NBIS do you think NBIS? Let me pull that up. While that's loading, I absolutely know that some of the major market makers are using cams, and I know that because the cam system that I'm using mirrors the cam algo that one of the major market makers use. I won't tell you which one, because that would potentially expose like the person I know who gave me the information to the Dell. Oh, sorry. I had a sneeze. Anyway, it works really, really nice. Yeah, I mean, I know, or do we? Yes, 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 or do we? Oh, okay, ready? Or do we? All right. There's only one way to do this. All right, we got to get the tinfoil beret out. Because we can't talk about any off-market commentary or any of the bonjour mon ami. How are you? Yeah. Sorry. So we can't talk about any of the tinfoil hat concepts or anything like that without going on Camarilla pivot points, Sammy. So we can't talk about all of these things because you can't. There's no way you can keep someone seriously, right, when they're wearing a tinfoil beret. I kind of think of myself as like a mix, but I kind of remind myself of that Russian guy. What's the guy in Street Fighter? He kind of had one. What I'm talking about? That guy. Anyway, so the what has so basically what happens is around the late 90s, this gentleman his name was MB. His last name I always mess up, is Kurtzentwig, and he was a Canadian economics student, and I believe he went to the University of Toronto. But he was an economics student, and he did this intensive study of S&P futures S&P ETFs futures, and he was basically the major person who came up with this Camarilla equation, basically, that we use, which is kind of like an open, high, low, and close kind of calculation method, right? It uses the high of the day, it uses the low of the day, and it uses its closing price, right, in order to skew the ranges, right? And it's become one of the best predictors of potential participation that really ever existed in the late 90s. Well, in the early 2000s, as the quants and the black boxes started to take over, right, this is kind of what happens is, as they start to code in, what are you going to use? You're going to use the best method, and Camarilla pivot points at the time still are the best method. So they got that all put in together and they got it working. And then since then it's evolved, but because they actually are kind of Camarilla pivots are actually kind of like the modern backbone or architecture in which the vast majority of systems work off of. So you'll see a lot of NYSE market makers, they use Camarilla pivots and then classic pivots, right? Your classic pivots, we actually call them floor pivots because they're so common on the NYSE, right? So just kind of keep that in mind. All right, so back MBIS. So on MBIS right now, for me, MBIS is a sell, but we have gotten to the ATR low and S6, so we've exhausted our sellers. So I don't know if I would call this a buy. I don't know if I'd be willing to buy this, but I also don't think I'd be willing to sell this. I think the move on MBIS is done. I think any trades on this one moving forward will likely result in pain and agony. Put away my. All right, everybody good with that? We don't had to get our tinfoil hat out just to make sure things were good. How do you read or what do you look for in Atlas and SPY NQs? I don't know if I use anything in Atlas for SPY NQs. I have so much trouble reading SPY NQs as order book. It always looks balanced to me. So how's my short looking right now? Not horrible. So look, as the volume came back up, we never broke the top. We never really started buying here. So I like it. So we're just going to keep this thing going, people. John Malkovich. You ever see, hey, Kareem, have you ever seen the when the guy's doing what's his name? He does the impersonation of John Malkovich. I am John Malkovich. You know what I mean? He does like the whole, it's so funny. Bill Hader. Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, that's so funny. Because he's doing it with John Malkovich, and then John Malkovich is like, that doesn't sound like me at all. And he's like, it sounds exactly like you. And it did. You know, oh my God. Can I say something real quick and then I'll look at PLTR for you and we'll see what happens here on NQ. Y'all make this thing a lot of fun. Is there any way I can give you guys a thumbs up? You know what I mean? Like as far as just being like a cool, like I'm so like lucky and blessed to be able to like sit here on a camera and like hang out and talk to you people. Like I was actually thinking about that last night. I was talking to a friend and and I was just like I don't understand like what I did right, man, but getting to hang out with you people and just chat and talk trading and be funny. I mean, it's a blast. So, thumbs up to y'all. Y'all are amazing. I really appreciate you. Thank you for coming back and hanging out and giving me a reason to be on YouTube, right? If you weren't here, it'd be like kind of pointless. I mean, I do like to hear myself talk. I mean, ask my mom. Sorry. Ha. Yoink. All right, so what do you think? You think we're gonna hit this target? It's gonna be a good day. Look at this top, man. Look at that. I mean, beautiful. Oh, what am I drinking? You don't want to know. It's horrible. I like hearing your different trading perspective from others on BBT shows you can succeed at. Yes. If anything, Bim, I kind of insist that you will succeed with your own strategy. I think even if you use a strategy that's very similar to somebody else's, I do believe the trading experience is very personal. So I kind of akin this, because I'm a musician. I kind of akin this with like being like a musician, right? So you learn to play like saxophone, but you can like let's say you listen to, for instance, anybody know who Chuck Mangione is? Musician. I'm gonna old some people really quick here. So Chuck Mangione plays the flugelhorn, right? So Chuck Mangione, but if you hear this, ba-dum, bum, 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 ba-dum, comes in, as soon as you hear that start, if you've heard his music, you're like, boom, Chuck Mangione, right? But it's a specific tone too. Even though like thousands of different people could play flugelhorn, right? But you would always know it's Chuck anytime it starts because it's a specific tone. And that's kind of like trading. Like you will recognize looking at stock charts, you would be able to pick out who the trader is that took that trade based upon their stock charts every single time. Right? Every single time. Like my trades going back for years look exactly like this, except for more partially. Right? So, who is your inspiration in this field and why? Can I be honest with you? Like super honest to Zane? I know my inspiration for this field is not in this field. My inspiration for this field is my daughter. So I got into day trading because of my daughter. My daughter is nonverbal and has autism. And I needed a flexible, income and things. So my inspiration to become good at day trading came from her, really more than anything else. It was the desire to be a more available dad, especially since I'm her primary caregiver on top of everything, right? I'm a single dad, right? So for her, so I have a son that's 14 and I have a daughter that's 13. And so I also needed to be more available for them. So they were my true inspirations for doing this. Now, if I was going to say, is there like a particular like trader out there that I really followed or was inspired by? I can tell you who I'm inspired by lately, especially. And then so obviously Andrew was a big inspiration to me, but almost not as much as in his trading, but as more as in his altruism. You know, being around Andrew and experiencing life kind of the way Andrew experienced life was a deal. You know, it was really, really cool. As far as like technicalities go, it's Anna Cooling, right? Anna Cooling, of any of the authors out there, Anna Cooling probably had the largest singular impact on my trading, volume and price analysis. I don't know how I could live without it, right? And then psychology goes, I'll be straight up with you, Dr. V. I think Dr. V is like, as far as her ability to trade, be consistent, and the way she cares about people that she works with and tries to help them. I think on the psychology side, I don't think you're going to find anybody better around than Dr. V, which is why I want to have her on our YouTube every day at Wednesday. So I think in the different fields, I think those are the folks who really inspire me. Hey, Beth, what's going on? How's it going? There must be a time frame difference, T-Chad. The CP is the central pivot. Oh, let's go. That was some selling right there. Use that hit. You think we're gonna hit this thing? Nice. Mastering the mental game of trading. Great. Oh, all right. So everybody, speaking of Dr. V, on Wednesday, does anyone remember what the name of that was she talked about? She said something about like, what was the name of that thing where we start to like anticipate hitting the target? You know what I mean? So as we start getting close to hitting the target, you start to like remember what it feels like to hit targets. You know, Enzo just remembers suffering. Ah! Near miss habituation. Jesus, pig wrestler. Way to go. Wow. You people are brilliant. Like, wow. So, yeah, I mean, we're almost at 4 on this contract. So you're like, man. To fix that, T-Chad, I'm not entirely sure, to be honest, because I haven't used Toss for a while and I don't even have access to it anymore. So so everybody, what do we think? Do you think I hit it, or do we not hit it? I should run a poll. I need to get the ability to run. Can I do polls? I want to do a poll. Oh well. All right, if you think it hits, do a 1. If you think it's not gonna hit, do a 2, and I'll remember who you are. Yeah, no one throwing yeah, Mario. I love you, Mario. It's like there's got to be someone in here as rude and sarcastic as I am that's going to do this anyway, right? I mean, come on. Dude, you could just play the odds, Patrick Duke, right? Like right now, if this goes the other direction, you know what I'm saying? You totally win. You know what I mean? You could be like your odds right now, you're pulling like, like what, like 20 to 1, maybe like 80 to 1 or something like that on your odds. Emissary. Oh, I don't like that the emissary is against me right now. Hey, emissary, you ever watch DS9? Is that where you're getting emissary from? Trade of it is the account type I'm using here. I mean, we're getting really close to where we bought from before. But I mean, is it worth a screenshot? Let's just get a screenshot just so we remember what this looked like before it goes completely the other direction. Just in case. So we can't watch. Don't look at the screen. You can't even. So, you trade Apple short today and failed. No, you didn't misread it. I liked it too, Humberto. It just squeezed. The market squeezed up to R3 and it took Apple with it. So Apple just overshot and then came back through and sold. But it was a really good effort. I really liked the Apple short there as well. There was bearish orders on the book and everything. It was a little bullish maybe. Near the price. That was like maybe the only downside, but everything else looked really lovely. So I think you were good to try that one. They just don't all hit, you know what I mean? Sometimes it just does silly things. So far, we're still selling. We're offering the underneath of the open price too. So they're trying to get people to buy the open. So I want to talk a little bit now on Friday. I want to talk to you about my little friend right now that's yelling in my ear. So when you're stock trading, the thing you have to be really worried about is your awareness, right? So one of the things when you're having trouble stock trading, it's probably because you're hyper aware, right? So what's hyper awareness? Oh, it just came back up to the open price right there. Does that matter? No. Well, what if it buys through it? Does that matter? No. Like, will I stop out? No. So why am I paying attention to it? Don't know, right? Because we're on TV, right? But it's, so one of the things as a trader you have to be really careful with is just being hyper aware, right? Of your positioning, right? And being too focused. So this is one of the reasons why a lot of people hide P&L, right? Because when you have your P&L on the board, right, then you become hyper aware of what your P&L is. So whenever it pulls against you, you get anxiety, right? It starts to like really stress you out. So now a lot of people make the mistake then of exiting because it looks like it's doing something, right? But it looks like it's doing thing is a product of awareness, not a product of consciousness, right? So most of you who are having trouble as you have trouble trading, it's because you have pig wrestling. You might be right about that. Maybe I should do that. It's there. You have to be worried about your imbalance between consciousness and awareness, right? So what happens a lot is as you notice you get nervous, what happens is your awareness, right, kicks into gear, right? So it's like as it pulls away, you get more and more nervous, more and more nervous. And then like you were close and you're like, oh my God, it's hitting. It's so close to hitting. And now it starts making new highs, right? And you're thinking, oh man, well, what if this, and 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 what if this? But what's the plan, right? The only thing that matters is what is the plan, right? I've already hit my profit target. This is all an opportunity for me to like really extend my earnings for the day, right? Like I can really, like even if this goes back up and stops me out, it's like this is an opportunity to really hit a really banger move. And I've already got profit. I already made money quite a bit, actually, right? This was already, almost, what, like $1,500, $1,600, right? And now I'm just sitting here pretty, with really no risk at all right now. I've already made money. I can't lose money. So why not just let this marinate for a minute, right? And just kind of see what happens. Look at the volume. Did I have a big spike in volume? Is there something scaring me? But if so, is that a reason to get out? So one of the things you need to make sure you have is a reason to get out. right? So like right now, my reason to get out is either running my buy stop or hitting my buy limit to the downside, right? Those are my two reasons to get out. Right now, I could draw, you know, a steep trend, and then say if it breaks the steep trend, I could get out. But you would want to do that every single time. So Melanie, 1000% agree. Right now, if we weren't hanging out and talking, this bracket would be on, and I would be running a vacuum cleaner probably, right? Or I would be like, you know, getting some laundry folded for the kiddos. You know what I mean? Maybe getting, you know, starting dinner prep. You know what I mean? Like I got stuff to do. You know what I mean? So, you know, I've got mentees that I'm working with, you know, small group sessions, P Capital. Like I don't, you know, the best thing I ever did for my trading was getting busy, right? Was having other stuff to do, right? Because I don't focus on trading. Ironically enough, guess where my highest hit rate comes from? I think I've said that in here. Airports. I have insanely high hit rate in airports, right? So and I think it's because I'm so indifferent to trading. Talk to your husband and tell him to clean. I will. There's a great joy in cleaning. Oh my God. There is there is just so I'm a task person, Beth. So I really enjoy I love the satisfaction of seeing, you know, it go from everything being disorganized to being like reorganized and looking nice. Everybody comes home, everything's clean. You know what I mean? Everything's ready to go. You know, they for those of you out there, you know, the in the million dollar mentality, make your bed. There's a really high stat. Millionaires make their beds. So just saying, like if you're waking up every morning and the first thing you do is get out of morning and you stare at your bed and go, ah, I'll just do that later. Wrong mindset, right? Like it starts from the first thing you do when you wake up, right? As soon as you get out of bed, you know, how well do you kick it into gear? You know, and you know, so these are these little things you got to pay attention to. It all adds up, you know, it's behavioral slippage is a thing. I'm a why do today what you can put off till tomorrow kind of chap. Right on, right on. So we're getting a little bit of a squeezy poo on the cues, but I still feel like our book is better to the downside. And we've got this really big order down here. So I think we're just fading away from this big order. We're like squeezing. We just exhaust. We don't have enough sellers to drive through. What is this? 597. But I still think we're going to go tag it. And if we go tag 597, that should be enough to get this to down and hit my order. Is there any reason I don't use the VWAP? No. No, there's not a reason I don't use it. I just don't use it. So can I answer that way? There's not a reason I don't use it. I just don't have a reason to use it. Does that make sense? No, I don't use VWAP at all. I just USF, go Bulls. Right? So but yeah, I just don't I think for the record, VWAP, the indicator volume weighted average price, there's a VWAP on every market maker's screen that I know. So it's definitely something to use, right? I just don't use it, right? I'm kind of like you'll hear Dr. V talk about this. I'm more of like a Livermore fan, like a naked charts kind of concept. You can see, like, look at the indicators. I have, of all of my indicators, I have these three here and these two here. I have 5 indicators across my entire screen that I use to trade. Like very lean, right? I have my cams that tell me where, right? I have my volume bars, you know, my ghost candles, and I have my buying and selling indicator, right? And then some really key levels, you know, the open price, closing price, just some basic stuff, right? And that's it. That's like, you know, an ATR. You know, I'm calculating my ATR so I can see how far I can go. My idea of keeping it like this is I want to be able to pull my chart up on a cell phone or an iPad, and I want it to look just as good and just as easy to read. But I think anchored VWAP is good. But I just don't use it because it's not a part of my trading system. I just don't need it. I trade into, away from, on top of, around VWAP all the time. But it's good to be aware of, right? Like, so for instance, if you're short, you would prefer VWAP to be downsloping, right? If you're short in VWAP and VWAP starts flattening out, that means there's not a lot of selling, right? So you're moving down, but you're probably finding a buyer, or else VWAP would still be downsloping, right? So it's a useful tool, right? So, you know, I just don't use it. But I'm really just being flippant. I'm really not organized. Man. What you'll find in the beginning point is as you become a new trader, you're gonna like you're gonna kind of go from being like using in the beginning, you're gonna want to like load up a Gatling gun and just spray the market. Like that's gonna be your style. You're just gonna be like, "Brow," right? And then, but after like a couple of years and getting exhausted from trying that, most of you are gonna end up doing what I do. You're gonna be like, it's so much work to trade like that, to stay that actively involved in the market all the time. Do you understand how easy this is, what I'm doing right now? I'm not saying it's easy to get into or apply. I'm just saying the ease of effort is quite low, right? Or you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not working very hard right now. Like I touched the mouse one time here. I threw out some orders, and then since then, you and me have been talking, right? So I mean, we're like that's the amount of effort I have officially put into this so far today. Right. And look, I mean, we're not doing bad, right? If this hits target, we might make like close to 5 grand in addition to the 1,600 we've already made. It'd be so sweet to get a nice little hit right here. Pow! But you never know. Wiggling around might squeeze away. Just don't tell anybody that I'm mirroring this trade on like 6 accounts. Okay? I don't want anyone to know. Yeah, this is a big one. This is really big reward for risking like a few $100. I could make like, close to 6 grand, or actually over 6 grand. Oh, oh my God. That's so silly. There we go. There we go. Yeah, baby. That's a month maker right there. So that trade right there made me more money in one trading session than I used to make in 2 or 3 months. Let's go. Woo. Hot damn. Beautiful. Let me redo that picture without the buy stop on there. All right. I have to admit, I'm pretty stoked. That's probably around 6K combined on this account, and it was mirrored through multiple accounts. So, I mean, all in all, this was probably one of my better, if not my best trading day, actually. So it's up there. So you're probably thinking, after taxes, I'll probably be in the 30K ballpark on this one. So that'll work. So look at that. I mean, I just don't know what else I'd want to do with that. That's just beautiful. Who's coming to Orlando? Are we celebrating? I mean, let's go. Come on. It's time to party. So, Tim, I use a system that I've detailed in my book, a complete day trading system. And in my and then it's been coded. This is TradingView, and my system has been coded into TradingView. So on lower, wider days, the R3 play is the play du jour, if you will. It's the best play I've got. So when it got up to the area and it pushed, I read this as stopping volume. And then as we pushed up into R3, I just read that as an incredibly weak push. So then as we pulled back, I went short and threw my stop right above R3. So that gave me a nice, only risking about maybe $300. One contract off there covered my entire 4-to-1 on just the one contract. So I made like maybe 16 there. And I was only risking 300. So actually it's really more like a 5-to-1 or so. And then I just slung the rest on for S3. Oh, look at the bounce at S3. Ah! Oh, look how good that works. Top tick and bottom tick. Let's go. Awesome. All right, cool, fun. So HG, what I don't so I the way I do it is I have multiple brokerages accounts and some funded accounts as well. Right. And then I use a copy trader so that I can trade. So it allows me to get access to more leverage without having to have like $1 million account. So I can use multiple accounts to create maybe 500,000, 600 grand worth of leverage. Right. And then I can trade utilizing that. All time. The 1 minute is my favorite time frame, Brendan, because it's the most sensitive to VPA. All right, I gotta screenshot this one more time because the bounce is just too awesome. Wow. In queue, yep. But see how accurate? Oh, I didn't realize I had all those dots on it. Hold on. There we go. But you can see here how accurately this system works as far as predicting market participation levels, right? That's my Camarilla pivot plays by BruzzX. This is my pivot system that I've specifically designed entirely myself. Bruz is my programmer. He's the man. Took my vision and coded it into TradingView. So, I mean, that's the high and that's the low. I mean, wow, right? Y'all have to give me a second. I actually That was a good one. And that actually, I'm a little, my ADHD is definitely triggered right now. I got a lot of dopamine. There is a lot of dopamine rocking around right now. Wow. Nice. You got PLTR? I saw it call. Oh yeah. It overshot a little bit, but when it came back in, it was beautiful. The issue with the overshoot happens because you had this sweep at a vest 3, so you can tell it's just not quite respecting. So we're on ETH. Maybe it was using the RTH. Hey, you too, Beth. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you next week. That's so nice. Y'all are so awesome. What a day. All right. It just dropped a little bit. I could feel it. Y'all guys know. So when you're talking about getting winning trades, understand you get a similar dopamine response for losing trades, right? So this really like awesome feeling I have, which just kind of tapered off a little bit, like just calm down. Keep in mind that when you're losing, you're going to have a similarly heightened experience. So if you kind of feel that, this is one of those reasons why sometimes it's good to actually, rather than continuing to trade, actually sit back and like feel your body. Like actually sit there. You know, it's kind of like if you take a run and you go running, what's your recovery period? And I would actually get in tune with that. Like actually start trying to measure your recovery period. I do it when I run. You know what I mean? I do running drills where I run like at full speed for until I basically have to stop, right? And then I stop and then I start my timer and I see how long it takes me till I feel like I could then sprint again, right? So I'm working my recovery factor there, right? So and you need to work that in your trading as well, in your psychology, right? So if you find out like if you find out that when you get stopped out, your heart rate goes up and everything spikes. Well, before you take another trade, you should sit back, maybe get out of your chair, walk around, take some deep breaths, and wait till you can feel, wait till you can feel that, right? Wait till you feel that anxiety drop. Then you'll know you're conscious again, right? So for a few minutes there, I wasn't conscious anymore, right? Like this is where you go really, really wrong too, by the way. Can I throw this in here? How many of you have had massive red days after you were winning to start the day? Give me a number 2. Give me a number 2 if you've had a massive losing day. For the record, I blew up my first account this way. Give me a number 2 if you've given back all your money after winning. The reason is for the exact reason that just happened right here, right? You hit it. Your dopamine is through the roof. You're no longer conscious. You're just in hyper awareness. You're so excited. You made money. Life is good. Everything's amazing. I'm on top of the world. Things are great. Awesomeness. Hooray. Let's go. All right, we're having a great day. Let's get in. Find us another trade. Do another trade. Gonna find another trade. Boop, boop, boop. All right. And then you lose that trade. And then your response goes, whack, the other direction, right? Because you get this cognitive dissonance, right? That comes from being like, I'm having such a crazy day to, why did I do that? Like, I don't understand why I can't just stop trading. Like, I was up on the day, like everything was going really, really good. Like, I mean, I could just stop trading for the day, but all right. Well, I mean, we got a winner, we got a loser, but we only got like 2R now, and 2R is not really enough reason to just stop for the day. So let's see if we can find ourselves another trade. Ah, man, I'm frustrated and I'm annoyed, but let's go ahead and get another trade. What are we gonna find here? All right. Well, this is kind of near the level. I mean, it's not exactly the setup I'd normally take, but you know what? I mean, I need to get a couple trades in, so I mean, it's kind of moving this, it's losing this average. Well, I don't know if it's losing this moving average. Let me adjust it to this moving average. See, it's kind of losing that moving average. Right. So I'm gonna put a trend line on here and I don't use trend lines. I'm just gonna go ahead and put one on here though. And look, it's actually respecting this trend that I have no practice drawing. But you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and go long. And you know what I mean? Like now you lose another trade. Oh my God, I don't even know why I'm still sitting in my chair. But you can't get your hand off of the mouse. Right? You can't drop the mouse. Your hand's just like, ah, like stop pushing. No, no, don't push the button. You know what I'm saying? Like, just be done. This is what Dr. V was talking about in her recent sessions, right? The gambler mindset. You get jacked, you get so happy, you get so excited, but then you get so mad and so sad and so upset, right? And then it's just dopamining. Rawr. Right? Ultimate dopamining. You know what I mean? Like, and now you don't even care. Like, you were a winner. Now you're a loser. And everyone's mad. You know what I mean? We Hulk out and we die. So, anyway, so this is one of those things where as you go through the cycle, remember that when you win, right? Can we become Arnold? Get to the chopper, right? Everyone's like, so it's like it's just one of those things you have to stay in tune with, especially when you win. When you win, you're gonna spike and get so happy. And you know what you should do? You should take that found glory and leave. You know what I mean? Like, stop trading for the day. Like it's like you made like all the money you could ever like need for the day. Why don't you leave some for everybody else? You know what I mean? Oh man. Sam C. A question of why QQQ and when you say NASDAQ cams, I'm going to assume you just mean NQ, right? Or something like that, right? Because QQQ is, anyway, it's the NASDAQ ETF. One's the NASDAQ, anyway. On QQQ, so the reason why is they're two different instruments, right? So they do not trade in lockstep in any way whatsoever. Futures like options trade slightly at a premium, right? So they are actually generically not quite trading at the spot price is what we call that, right? The price that something's actually worth is its spot price, right? But we trade at a premium to spot, and the closer we get to expiration, the lower the premium, right? But on futures, we don't really worry about this as much, right? Because it's linear. It's not like options, right? We don't have expiration or we don't have as much decay like in options. Options decay extremely fast. Futures, you're talking about a 3-month contract, right? So the decay on something that's already very close to the spot, right? So it'd be like trading like a 0 DTE option, right? So you're already trading very, very close to the spot price. But there is a little deviation there because it's at a slight premium, right? So they do not line up entirely. Now, also, they're not traded by the same people, right? So there are times in which the futures are in higher demand than the cash value of, right? Sometimes the equity is in more demand than the cash value of. Sometimes the cash value is in the middle and the equity and the futures are on either side. So my recommendation here, trade the instrument you're trading. There was this really popular thing when I first started trading where people would trade like Apple. And while they were trading Apple, they would put up the QQQ at the same time. And they would say, I only want to trade Apple when QQQs is selling. Until they saw Apple go the opposite direction of QQQs like 100 times. Right? Then they kind of said, you know what? Maybe it's not that great of a predictor because maybe, you know, the ETF has other factors than Apple. So maybe we should just trade the ETF as the ETF and we should just trade Apple as Apple. I would also recommend that, by the way, if you're trading leveraged products, right? Trade the product that you're trading, right? If you're trading futures and you're trading full size ES, trade full size ES. Right? If you're trading micros, trade the micros. You can watch full size and trade the micro, but you're going to have to be really careful not to incur slippage, right? Because they may not be in the same exact spot, right? So you may need to hold back a little bit more or hold a little less depending on what's what, right? So YM alerting now. Bling, bling. Man, what a day. That's a fun one. So let's talk about next week. So first off, coming up Saturday, money show. So if you follow my Twitter at Thor Young, now called X, I always get the name wrong. You will see that I reshared a link. That link is to my money show profile there, and there's links there. So if you're going to come and you're going to get a ticket, get it through there. That way they know I sent you. I am going to be there literally all day Saturday. I'm going to hang out down there. So if anybody comes by, like, come find me and come say hi. Let's have some lunch. Let's get a drink, you know, let's just chat. So my buddy Mark Douglas is going to be there. I got my buddy Mike J's coming in. We've got a few different people that are going to be coming by from the BBT family, as well as some other local people that I know and friends. So it's going to be a lot of fun. For next week, make sure you're here for Wednesday. On Wednesday, I'm going to do a Dr. V giveaway. I'm going to give away a 1 hour session with Dr. V to be sponsored by me. So that's an expensive ticket there that I'm going to take care of for you. So because I Orlando this time, I'll also be presenting in Vegas in February live. So for anyone, make sure you're here on Wednesday because it's a rare opportunity to get a session with the doctor. And I think that's very beneficial. I am also going to give away a free hour of mentoring with me next week, but I am not going to tell you what day it is. So it could be on Monday, it could be on Friday, it could also be on Wednesday. You have no idea what day it's going to be. So make sure you come by and hang out. But otherwise, Mondays we'll have my guy Nathan on, and and then we'll do some fun stuff throughout the week. So yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Sam C, I'm glad you're enjoying them. What a day. Man, I'm burned out now. I got like no energy. Look at this. I mean, come on. That was a lot of doing nothing, coach. You know what I'm saying? It took a lot of energy to do that much nothing. So Pig, I really like it in combination of as well, right? So in Q, look at this. This is a 4-hour trend. This is one of Dr. V's trend lines. This is a 4-hour trend we had marked yesterday. Look at how we had, this is R4 on a higher range in conjunction with the higher R4 uptrend. Look, what an amazing place to go short. And look since that. I mean, that was it. That uptrend killed it. When it came off of that 4-hour uptrend, it rejected that, and it has not gone back up ever since. This is a reoffer, right? We reoffered R3 today and then sold, and now we're pulling back up to the CP. I use volume and price to analyze which one I think is doing what I think it needs to do in the area, right? So like this one, I like that we had, as we broke this high, we had really strong volume. It came, and then as we pushed higher, the volume dropped a lot. So I kind of read that as stopping volume with a struggle. And I didn't think I was going to get much higher than this anyway. So it was a nice hit. Central pivot, girl trader. In futures, it's the same thing as previous day's close, more or less. So in futures, your opening price and your closing price are basically the same exact price. So we have a central pivot, which is basically, so when we calculate our pivots, the Camarilla pivots are being calculated using that central pivot as the skew. So, and I force the RTH close for my calculation, which is what makes my system unique. That and a few other things. This is a S3 bounce. So no, I would not have traded this S3 bounce because we're in a lower range and the play is a R3 short. So for me, this is actually just going to be more of a reoffer back to pre-market high. I would expect to sell from here back down to S3 and maybe even lower by the end of the day. It is a wide range though. So actually the expectation on a wider range is to close kind of inside the range. So it wouldn't be totally uncalled for to close here. So everybody, thank you so much for a great week and just having so much fun with me and my guests. You really make it awesome. So everybody in here next week. Don't forget, if you have the ability, subscribe to Garbage Trucks and Lambos and Garbage Trucks. It's one of those. Make sure you subscribe to that. You're going to get special content there that we're creating for you, right? New videos only being released to members of those. You also get some perks when we do drawings and some other things like that. So it's certainly worth it. So make sure you get in that, support the community, and help us keep trending. And I'll try and do my best to keep bringing quality content for you every single day. I hope you all have a great rest of your trading day, and I will see you all on next week. Much love, everybody. Keep it green, and I'll talk to you soon. A complete day trading system, Amazon, Thor Young. We'll try and get you a link in here in a minute. All right, hold on. We got to do a close. Ready? If you want to join, just go right here. There's a little thing right down here, right next to the name. Hello. Well, this is awkward. When the production team falls asleep. How you doing? Let's see here. Dun 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 dun. We could do the old school. All right, everybody. I got an appointment to go to, so I'm gonna go. So we're just gonna let this thing coast for a minute with some darkness. Maybe we can play some lively music or something. I don't know. So but y'all have a good one, and I'll talk to y'all later. Much love, people. Bye.